Wait, put your mic. Aren't you gonna say?
My mic's plugged in.
Put it on.
Too late. I won't even turn on. You got it. Oh shit.
What's going on over there, right?
Oh, this is what's going on.
The kids moved it again.
No, the one thing I forgot to do.
That's what you need to do is put your son to do reviews on toys.
No.
No? They don't want the money yet? I don't blame you. Me neither. My little girl thinks she's gonna rap. She wants to remake my albums.
Oh, well, that's cute.
And I'm like, fuck no.
I just.
Oh, good.
Guys,
Stand by. Technical difficulties.
no, I think that's cool.
Now we're good. Let's go.
I think that's cool because
No, they can't see. There's technical difficulties.
no, I just mean like they're listening to us, but I'm saying like I think it's cool that she wants to like be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Cupid wants to be a fighter.
That's
Like a
good.
boxer.
That's good.
But he's already training.
That's good. You meet 10-year-old box, because I've been to Arnold's gym, and you meet kids they're like 10 years old, right? And they've been like in boxing for 3 years, and they act like they're fucking 30-year-olds, eh? They're like mature, like very smart, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he's 6.
But it makes sense, the discipline, right? It makes sense.
He's 6.
They're very
Hey
mature.
guys, and welcome back to Visitation Hour with Negra. You already know. I gotta give a shout out to my sponsors, Royalty Honey. Keep it hard, guys. Also for the best jewelry, for his glory, for his glory. And also, if you want to get sober, you are that person. Make sure you guys hit up Strive Forward Recovery. And on today's episode, welcome back to Indicted, Bozo.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think it's been about 2.5 years.
Probably longer, no?
No, because I think in June or July it's going to be 3 years.
That you
of
started,
Indicted.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
I know I was one of your first guests, no?
you were one of our first guests. Yeah. I think probably like the 4th, 5th or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's
it was
been
definitely the
like
beginning.
2.5 years.
I think I might have been the 3rd, actually.
There, you know.
Well, I checked. I remember I checked. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't know which one you were, but whatever. The point is, you're
Somewhere
one of the first
around
ones-
there.
One of the first ones, and I appreciate you coming.
Thank you. Yeah,
willing
thanks for
to
having
come
me.
and, come on my channel after like it was just so new and fresh, and sometimes people don't want to go when it's like a new channel.
Nah, I believe like imagine you break a channel, then you could take credit. You
Yeah.
know? Like I was a part of that. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
So
And
I
you could
think that's
definitely
dope.
take credit, you know what I'm saying? For sure, you could definitely take credit.
Well, look at Lefty came on this motherfucker and took off. So-
Gracias a Dios. What,
Yeah.
basically, he took off because of his hard work,
Yeah.
or whatever, and all of that, because he don't
Yeah,
stop,
we'll call
and
it
all of that.
We'll call it that. His natural charm. Yeah.
Natural charm.
Yeah.
Because if it's in you, it's in you. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you sound like. I'm not saying this fool sounds bad because that was down.
Yeah,
I love him. You know what I'm saying? Fucking crazy ass. He reminds me of me, when I was in a super
That
one.
bad?
Man.
You were
the
bouncing
fucking
off the walls like that?
That's it. That don't got shit on me. Well,
That's
God
right.
bless him. God bless him, and hopefully he continues to, do the right thing. Even though that was fucking, we're all a mess.
He's trying. Yeah.
He's trying. We're all a mess. Because I'm a mess, for sure. Esa madre nunca se quita.
No. For sure. It's self-medicating.
Yeah.
We're self-medicating at that point. I heard somebody say something in a rap song earlier, and it fucking really like, damn, that shit touched me. He was like, I was missing school when I was really missing you. He was talking to his dead dad, you
Oh,
know?
damn.
And I was like, oh, like
That hit, huh?
I was missing school a lot, and I'm thinking like, damn, that's true, you know what I'm
Your
saying?
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, So it's like, fuck, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And we're self-medicating, right, on dope
Not
and
trying to feel.
trying to avoid, numb whatever's going on around you. So, you
So
know,
tell us, how you been?
great, blessed, amazing, the best time of my life.
Good.
Real shit. No
As we get
lies.
older, we get better, huh?
I love my life, man.
Right?
Yes.
I feel like 40s have been the best years of my life.
Yeah, I've learned where I belong, what to avoid, and how to be thankful for more,
Yeah.
for more, because like I like to be thankful even for the shit that I didn't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what
You know
you're
what I mean? So it's like it feels good to be in that place, like, and then now I'm great at like avoiding nonsense, like. Before it was just in me, yeah.
Now.
Before it was just in me, it was in me. Well, you're always on defense mode,
Yeah.
And that shit like unnoticed, unnoticed
eats
into
you.
yourself.
It eats you inside.
I'm not sure about that because I read in another book, because I read a lot, right? that there's dopamine that's released when you're engaged in drama,
Yeah.
and that's why we're addicted to drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it goes back to right
Yeah.
self-medicating addiction. You know, it's like the dopamine that anger releases in the drama. Like you get addicted to it. That's why some people in couples can never stop fighting. Like I know because I know a bunch of couples like that. Like
I fight with my husband all day long.
no, but I mean toxic.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like my husband and I got in a relationship when we were older. So I know that if I don't like something, I'm not gonna like deal with it. We're gonna talk about it. I'm not like I've never been like a dramatic person.
Yeah.
Like I've never been the drama was always came to me, but I've never been that like I'm gonna feed into it. Like I've always been I'm gonna express how I feel. I'm gonna express how you made me feel. Now, if you take that as drama, that's because you don't like what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that you don't like the way you
You're
made me feel.
offended because you get offended.
You know,
well,
like-
the other person gets offended.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you express your feelings, and it's like, oh, she's fucking dramatic. Like, no, motherfuckers, I'm just expressing my feelings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Me and my wife don't really fight. Thank God for that.
Well, we pick all day.
Yeah, she gets me. Like my hyena don't. She don't feed into me. Like she could catch you. She knows where I'm headed when I'm like reaching that point where I'm just gonna like
Flip.
yeah, and then she'll like whatever.
Well, because we pick and choose our battles.
Yeah,
If
for
I
sure.
know if he's in the wrong side, like if he has a lot of stuff going on, if I say something, I'm gonna trigger him, even if it's like the smallest thing. So
Yeah.
like we know, like you said, like she knows, so we know when to avoid, what to say. I'm not gonna leave him. She's not gonna leave you. There's like no point.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get how people do that.
Yeah.
Like I know people that'll beef ugly for like a month, and then next thing you know they're like all lovey-dovey, and I'm like, wait a minute, weren't you just moving out, fool? Like, what the fuck happened? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I know that they're getting along when the homie stops texting me and calling me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, fool, you only call me when you're going through with your shit. It's fucked up.
You know what? Right now, I really want to tell all you guys, just even like when you get in a new relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, because you got a new girlfriend, you can't talk to your friends.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how are you supposed to grow old?
Well, that's already a sign of a bad situation, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like if you can't hang out with your friends and their wives, obviously not all of them,
Yeah.
because there's a period of you to meet.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to grow old and be friends when we get old if you're not able to hang out with your friends?
Men and women both need their friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You get wisdom from them. If you have the right friends, of course, which you should at a certain stage in
age,
your life,
yes.
like you should already weeded out all the trash and the toxic people, and you should be in a good place, and
Hey, why do
you
you
need
say
each
it like
other.
that?
What do you mean? Weed it
so
out. The
mean.
toxic was true.
Well, because I will choose a different way to say it. Everybody removes people that are not belong in your life. They remove themselves one way or another.
I've weeded out a gang of people. I've had to
Yeah.
block people, tell them straight up, like, hey, because
Yeah.
I'm a man, so homeboys are different than
Yeah.
females. Females have at least some kind of like reasoning. Men are when you got toxic homeboys, those fools won't let you go, eh?
I know.
Them fools they'll play with your ego and make you feel that there's something wrong with you.
Is that what you do, Dick?
I'm a pretty good homeboy though. I'm a pretty good homeboy. Like I'm pretty positive. Like I don't believe in dragging my homeboys down with me. I'm very selfless when it comes to like, look at, for instance, I've been to prison 5 different times. I only had crimies once, and that was because they asked me to drive them on the highway. It wasn't because I,
Yeah.
so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've always been one of them guys like, I'd rather not include my homeboys in my shit if I can avoid it.
Got it.
Even Bello now, like I'll get into shit with people. I never tell my homeboys like, yeah, we're beefing with this fool now. Like,
Love that. Yeah.
fuck no. It's
yeah.
like, for what? You
No,
feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
I don't get it, but but with me and my homies, I got homeboys that try to make me feel like that, like, oh, you're not in the barrio every day no more like you used to be.
Of
like,
course not. I'm
you know what I'm
freaking
saying?
grown.
Exactly. But though,
But
there's fools that never leave the hood, eh?
But you know
and
what?
props to them. Hey, that's their
Let's
life.
be real. Most of them don't leave the hood because they have addictions.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
not because they're super active, gang banged out. Like, bro, you're just out. If you get sober, you're not gonna want to be right there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Fuck no. Yeah, you don't even know
And shout
how.
out to the homies, you know, all
No,
of
shout out to
them.
them too. Yeah.
All of them. It doesn't matter. We're just talking shit because you guys get it.
Well, it's the reality.
Yeah,
It's the reality. Yeah. I
exactly.
would still be there too if I wasn't.
I know.
But fuck, I love being home, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Honestly, being home is good. Let's say what's up to the chat. We got 145 live viewers right now. Shout out to you guys. Tell me, Bozo, what was your feedback on your episode on Indicted? Do you remember?
The last one, I got me. Oh, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. So I had not a confrontation, but I had a conversation with the older homie that's a blogger too on the prison topic shit. I think his name is Sonny.
Oh,
I
You know
don't-
what I'm talking about, right? Very negative guy, right?
I don't know who that is.
And the thing is this, that I met the homie before, you know what I'm saying?
oh, show us then.
And I thought we're like, I'm very respectful to my elders, you know, no matter what, like they're just, you know, I give them their
Yeah.
place, right? That's just how I was taught since I was young. So, I came on here and I said that I believed in the mob mentality. I don't know if you know what the mob mentality is, like not criminal mob, right?
Explain
So not
it.
criminal mob. When the definition of a mob is a group of people with a negative intent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With a violent intent, okay? So there's this scientific study that proves that you'll grow more balls in a mob, and you'll do irrational things that you wouldn't normally do.
Uh-huh.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. And in our interview, I said that during riots, I felt like as homies, we would become almost like one, you know,
Yes.
like a body, and intuitively react towards each other and be a certain way. And just like we would feed off each other. That's what I should have said, right? Okay. So I said that. And the OG was compelled to go on his fucking channel and call me a liar, you know? He said, you know, in all my years of doing time, I've never heard nothing like that, you know?
The voice?
Bozo's lying and shit, you know? Bozo's just running his mouth, you know? And I'm thinking like, damn, OG, like, even if I was, right? Let's say even if I was, like, I didn't know you felt that way about me, that you had to go on there and do a whole hour rant about how I'm lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that's pretty fucked up, dog, because I've always shown you nothing but respect, you know?
Yeah.
And I told him, and I'm not going to beef with you over this, you know?
Yeah.
Because typically I'll go public with it, and just talk shit, you know? I told him, but because you're my elder out of respect, I'm approaching you the way I'm approaching you. And he was like, well, I didn't mean, so we left it on good terms, you know? But it was a revealing moment, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was revealing to me to like,
How he felt.
of how he felt, man. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I haven't reached out enough or something, or
Hey, sometimes
you know what I'm saying?
you can't listen, you guys. We can reach out.
Yeah.
Can we? Yes, but come on, we're not gonna be sitting there. Let me just reach out to this fool so he doesn't hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Like we're.
I got bills to pay.
You're a dad. You're a husband. You
A
got
lot
kids,
of 'em,
You
yeah.
got other businesses. You rap. Like there's so much on our plate. Like
A lot, yeah.
so much on our plate, and sometimes even like, for example. You know, for example, I started doing the Indicted. You know, there's a lot of people that didn't like it and didn't support it, and they were still cool with me, but they never shared my stuff. Now it's been almost 3 years, and now they're always talk to me.
Yeah.
But now they probably now they have like little business or like things like that, and they're like, "Hey, Negra, can you share?"
So
this?
now they have a how should I say it? They have a motive right now.
Now
No.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. We're cool,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna share any of anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not.
Yeah.
And I might be petty, but so what?
Yeah.
Don't you hurt my feelings.
It's a lesson. It is a lesson.
You know, we go in circles.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, like, and it did, and I just mean even with my teeth whining, my tooth
Yeah.
business, like, oh, you never share my shit, but you want me to share yours?
Yeah.
Like, oh, entitled ass fucking people.
Yeah, that happened. Well, the thing is that, look, man, with this like social media shit or fame, right? People set different expectations for you, and it's very weird. Like people, look, for me, for example, I love my barrio, right? To death. That's my heart. But it's been instances where even they felt entitled to my success and my money. You know what I'm saying? Not my whole hood, but certain ones. Like,
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the homies, but
the majority of my barrio, like,
yeah.
supportive as fuck. They're there for me, whatever. But there's been like 2-3 individuals that are ready to go to war over being
Yeah,
entitled over my
what
shit. And
the
I'm like,
heck?
but the beautiful thing about my neighborhood too is this, that other homeboys will check and be like, hey fool, you never once paid for the homie studio time. When the fuck did you fucking even help him out, pick him up to go to anything? When did you send the homie money while he was in the joint? Like, get the fuck out of here, eh? Like, what's wrong with you guys? So, but people do set different I had a little homie recently, some rapper kid, basically like sent me to hell because I wouldn't give him a free feature, And I was like, my boy, I've never even once had a conversation with you. Like, how in the fuck are you upset? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, yeah, entitlement, you know what I'm saying?
Entitlement issues.
Entitlement issues. But that's immaturity, you feel what I'm saying? That's where you see where people are at, right?
Yeah.
As far as their maturity
Yeah.
and how realistic they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have an open policy about, I tell people like this, don't ask me to share your shit. Just tag me and make sure my music's in the background of the post. You know what I mean? Like that we help each other out. Like, the fuck? Don't ask me to do shit. Just send it.
Yeah.
Because people are in my. You know what's another thing, man?
What?
The fucking fake GoFundMe's, eh? I've had a gang of motherfuckers in my DMs.
Really?
Want me to share fake GoFundMe's of people that are dead, trying to scam people and shit.
Really?
Yeah, and you can look up if somebody's died.
Oh, I only share people that I know.
You know what I'm saying?
And I barely even do that.
You know what I'm saying? But I had one time, check this out, another thing. I used to have this habit to where every year I would pick a family and buy them gifts, right? I stopped 2 years ago. Because, man, I did this shit for this one homie. He was deep with kids, 6 of them. I bought them all clothes and shoes. I even met up with him to pick it up, you know what I mean? And I used to do this on the low. I would never really post it, share it. It was just something that I felt
you liked in your
God
heart.
was watching, right? Okay. So I would do it, and then the homie that I do it for, his family, after is like trying to get me to invest in gold. And I'm like, you're trying but I'm seeing now he's trying to scam me though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey bro, like, do you really think I'm that stupid, dog? Like, if you had it like that, then why the fuck am I buying your kids gifts, bro?
Yeah.
You're talking about gold, bro.
And
like,
you told him?
Yeah, I told him. I told him, and he was like, he's like, well, that's why I'm doing bad, because my last investment didn't go good, and now I need another investor. And I'm like, bro, I'm not the one. I'm not the fucking one, fool. Like, figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shit, man, that comes with this shit, and
like, bro, we ain't rich. I don't know about you, but I'm not rich. I'm rich in heart, but I will be when I have my person that come watches my dishes every day. Then I'm rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, we're just surviving, living our best lives.
My definition of wealth is just a lot different, Even though, okay, so I'm not rich to like our community, right?
Yeah.
But to me, I'm pretty wealthy.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, listen, hear me out. I feel like I have a lot, eh?
Well, good.
So that's why I share, I like to share. I'll donate and I'll do this and this and that, and I'll break people off because I've been broke as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
It, for sure.
And to me, it's like, even sometimes it'll like, you go out with your kids, let's say, right? And you spend fucking on one night like $1,400 on some Disneyland and shit.
Yeah.
And I have guilt sometimes. I'm like, damn, that's a gang of money to spend.
But Disneyland is very expensive.
Yes,
and you have more than 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah, I have 4. So it's a lot, and my wife. Yeah, so it's 5 miles. But I just like feel sometimes like I can do more, for people. You feel me? Because I have a lot, and then I never go broke. They'll be hard. And listen, man, I'm not bragging. I'm giving a testimony like to how blessed I am is basically what I'm saying. There's times, I swear to you, man, where I've been like, fuck. Like, I need to make some money, eh? Like, what's going on right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Going through hard, like, where the money isn't flowing as usual. And then, dude, I'll wake up the next day and just have a bag, eh?
Yup.
And I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, where'd this bitch come from? I didn't even see this shit coming.
Because that's how
you know what I'm saying?
goes.
But it's a trip, though.
That's how it goes. You know what? That's how it goes. When you're good and el corazón, you always get blessed.
Yeah.
Like, you always get blessed. I feel like if you're good in heart and you don't do things maliciously, God knows,
Yeah, for sure.
But we're unindicted.
Yeah, we're unindicted. Hell yeah. We're unindicted. We're not on Victory Irish channel right now.
This was a testimony about and shit.
Yeah.
No, so you're unindicted. It's been 2 years. You've been fucking
Yeah.
killing it. You've been doing good, gracias a Dios. But I want you to tell us a story that you've never shared, like about prison.
I could share a few embarrassing moments, you know? That's what I could think of. So, the one I was thinking about one on the way over here, right? Because you remember how I ran in here in the back, I had to use the bathroom, whatever. So I was thinking like, man, I remember one time. Well, so I used to work in the kitchen when I was in Delano. Delano was my second term, and it was my first term that I did like a long time, right? I did 4 years, 2 months. That to me was a long time at the time.
Yeah, I mean it is.
And the way that I ended up on that yard was because so my primo got killed, and I caught chicken pox in reception.
I remember.
So the warden felt real sympathy for me, and he kept me close to my family.
Aww.
You know. So the fucker sent me to. I mean, the fucker. He looked out. I shouldn't say that, but he sent me to 3R, the main line, right? And right there, they have a lifer building, right? And I ended up in the lifer building, and right away I got a job in the kitchen. I used to work the scullery. You know what the scullery is, no?
No, I don't know what that
Okay,
is.
so that's where we wash the dishes. I was a dishwasher.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, the scullery. Yeah, the machine, I guess, call that, right?
Fucking
So I used to work there, and I used to be able to steal a lot of food. Like I would get the bags of white cheese, the big tortillas. I would get fresh, like the homie from Hazard Joker used to cook the big old plates of meat and put me aside rolls, you know?
Fire, huh?
Yeah, fire ash. Yeah, we're seasoning it. I would get the roscas, the cinnamon rolls, and just smash them in, make like a big tube, and then go back to the yard and pass them out, you know?
Nice.
But I would always break off the lifers first, the building right there. So one day, it's a weekend. Fuck, this is nut. I was just remember something else. So I go in there, right, and I break everybody off, and then the homie tells me, "Hey, for lunch, come in, and I'm gonna have a bag of burritos for you and the homies." You know, since I would give them stuff, they would make me extra food, and you know.
Yes.
So I'm like, "Ponle." But I had been drinking Pruno that day. Like I had been drinking. I'm feeling sauced up, and I go in the building. I grab the burritos, and I come out, and we're grubbing on the yard. You know how you eat when you're drunk,
Hell
you know?
yeah.
It's fucking just scarfing shit. And then I decide that I want to keep drinking after that, and I have a weak stomach, you know? So long story short, what I'm trying to get at is this. I ended up having to use the bathroom, man.
Okay.
And the Hura in my building wouldn't let me in because he knew I was drunk.
Shit.
He knew I was drunk. He knew I was lit. So he was like, fuck you, eh? You're just going to come in, get more liquor, and go back out. You know? He was like, nah. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, fuck.
Wait, there's no bathrooms outside?
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh.
So the bathroom on the 3-yard or any 4-yard, 3 and 4-yard, on the 1s and 2s is like that too. I think it is actually on the 1 and 2 yards also. But on the 3-yard, it's a toilet out in the open.
Oh, fuck it.
So if you shit out there, everybody sees you. So it's like this.
Okay.
The little walls up to right here, so the gunner could see you at all times. And then but everybody sees you.
And you're tall.
And it's low key, like it's low key frowned upon to go shit out there. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't hold it, eh? So I'm like, I tell the tower, well, give me some fucking toilet paper, eh? You know? And he's like, go on. He's like, he throws me down a roll, eh? Boom. And I go, and I'm telling the homies like, fuck, fool, I gotta take a masa. The homies like, just go, dick. The homies like, just go, dick. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So I go to sit down, and then some fools start fighting in the corner, all drunk, eh? So the yard kicks off, the whole yard goes down, and I'm on the fucking shitter.
You're all right there.
And I'm on the shitter, and everybody's like looking at me like, are you gonna get down or not? And I'm like, fuck, dog, like I'm not done. How the fuck am I gonna get out the toilet? So the Hura on the tower starts yelling at me through the thing. You on the toilet, get off the toilet. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not done. I'm gonna have to get off the toilet. So I clean myself and I lay out. It's like a little square and it has an opening. So I laid, cause I don't want to be in there. It's dirty, you know, it's shit. And I try to squeeze out and I'm coming out and I lay down and then I'm chilling. So now, like, you know, when there's fights that happen like in your vicinity, they come and they start to strip search everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
So they get everybody one by one. And I'm not really clean. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm clean, but I'm not clean in the way that I would want to be clean. You feel what I'm saying? And then they do all that shit. They strip search you on the yard. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, well they want to see if you have markings. But the thing was this, like the Juras knew I wasn't involved.
They fucked
But
with
they were
you.
just being dicks. You feel what I'm saying? And they wanted to embarrass me in front of the yard, you know?
Yeah.
So
But take your Bozo. You don't
they
get
still
embarrassed.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny at the time. Plus I'm only like I think 22 or some shit. So I really don't give a
Dang,
fuck.
so they fucking stripped you.
I'm
You're
young.
fucking shitting your
So they
ass.
strip me up and I'm all fucking caca smelling and shit. And the homies are like the other homies are laughing. They think it's funny, so I'm like laughing,
That's
thinking it's funny.
hilarious.
And then the Juras though, to be dicks, took me to the hole.
Naked.
Yeah, just to basically make an example for me not getting down off the toilet fast enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So their thing was like, fool, you were supposed to get off the fucking
The shitter.
the shitter like as soon as that shit hits. Like, what the fuck makes you think you're special, fool?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
a safety hazard and shit. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm in the back. But they got me. I came back like the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was just to make an example out of me. But yeah, that shit happened while I was in the joint like a long time ago.
That's pretty fucking
But after that, I
hilarious.
knew better. Like not to eat while I'm drinking on the yard. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because then you get chorro.
Because then you get chorro. Exactly. Well, you
that
gotta
shit's
think
kinda strong.
that shit's nasty. It's all fucking
That shit is-
spoiled shit.
Yeah, that shit fucks you
So
up.
yeah, that shit. And then one time I was at visiting, and in certain yards, like there's blind spots by the vending machines. Well, they don't have them no more. But back then, they had. I don't know if you're up on that shit, but fools used to bone, you know,
No, I'm not
at the
up on that
visiting
shit. I
at
never
the
even been to
at the visiting room. No, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, like fools would have they would have their ladies wear the long ass like skirts because
Did you know?
because you can't wear a short ass skirt. Nah, I never had the.
They find out you
I never had it like that at that time. At that time, I didn't have it like that. But they would have their ladies wear the long thing. Well, long story short, what I'm getting at is this: we're at the vending machine. On the side of the vending machine was where fools would bone, and my grandma came to visit me. La señorita,
no.
yeah, y mi abuelita está medio ciega, you know, and she's not really hip to game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
My other people were that were visiting me, but she wasn't. So she's waiting on the vending machine, and somebody's getting smashed next to the vending machine. And I'm like, I had to get up and like, hey, véngase para acá, ¿qué está haciendo? You know? And she's like, what do you mean? Like nothing. I'm like, dude, you should not right now, you know? I'm like, chill the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? But
Not right now.
but yeah,
Crazy.
it's yeah.
I'm tripping
When
out.
we were at Not a State, it was even crazier. Like you would see, because they had a bathroom in the visiting room. So in prisons, California prisons, you got to check in with the Jura to go. Like the same way you come in through visiting, you got to go with him, and they make sure like they're watching you well. Out of state was a little sloppier, you know. So they would let you use the same bathroom that the visitors would use.
You're kidding.
Yeah. So you would see long ass lines to the bathroom, and I'd be like, "Fuck, dog! Like you fools can't make it more obvious. Like what you guys are up to." So yeah, like a lot of people were getting it in right there. And
Hey,
those,
no, Chapon, this one now you said, I don't know why we're on this topic, right? They're getting it in, but when I was in prison in Minnesota, obviously, you know, girls on girls, right?
yeah. Damn, I know. I never thought. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You would go like, well, listen, we're in the yard, right? You go to the restroom in the rec area or whatever. And like in all the stalls, like there'll be like the girls laying down. Like
At the where?
like in the
Your regular bathroom.
yeah, in the yard. Like we go to bathroom,
Oh,
there's, you know,
shit.
like there's like the bathroom, there's one restroom, there's two, one on each side, right? But there's like 3 stalls in each bathroom. So in each stall, there's like a girl fucking laying down.
Damn.
Literally.
Well, is it true that because I've heard this, right, that in women jails, like they all get their periods at the same time.
Kind of.
You heard about that?
Well, it's because
Yeah.
it's a normal thing. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
there's
you
women
pick
in the
up-
house, you kind
yeah,
of,
yeah.
like, you grab
Well, my
to each
females, not my woman, but my bitches, my dogs, they get at the same time.
other. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, imagine all them bitches on a 3-yard or 4-yard, them
It's disgusting.
crazy bitches all
And
ragging.
then
at the
when
same
it's all
time.
cranky.
And I've heard, listen, this is another thing that I heard that you could probably tell me if it's true or not. I heard that it stinks in there, eh?
And the girls,
The girls
for sure.
prison, yeah.
For sure. Well, I was in Minnesota, so it stank outside no matter what. Like fucking cows.
Yeah.
Girls are just nasty.
Fuck, I didn't believe
Honestly,
it, eh?
girls are nastier for sure.
Than men.
Even when you go anywhere, way like
Yeah.
the girls' bathroom,
Oh yeah, clubs. Oh my god.
fucking tampons ahí tirados. That shit is gross.
Yeah, that is pretty gruesome. Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, but yes, I mean you confirmed it right now. I would think that women would feel a need to be more clean because of
The smell and
their
all that
privates.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, some girls just don't care.
Yeah, bitches don't give.
Yeah.
Some bitches don't give a fuck.
Hey, right now you were saying that you did time out of state or whatever, right? We were just saying we were talking about that. Well,
Oh,
we
yeah,
already
yeah.
know, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that somebody did you bad.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
well, I was
you had like some kind of advice for the guys, right?
somewhat. I guess I don't know. I'll get there. I guess.
You say whatever comes
So-
into your head.
So whatever. When I was Oh well. Okay. So one similarity that I can make about women that fall in love with guys in jail, right?
Yes. Let's
Okay.
Go.
So, and this is just me. I'm not an expert, but due to my experience, right? I believe that women that are always looking for guys in prison is because of the control they like to have. You know what I'm saying? For one, they know where the motherfucker's at every day in, day out. Secondly, the motherfucker has to check in on the phone as much as he can, possibly. You know what I'm saying? And third, everything that the man needs is going to go through them. But in prison, you're thinking like, oh, she's a ride or die. That's what you want in prison. You know, you're thinking like, my girl doesn't ever answer the phone. She always answers no matter what, right? But what we fail to realize, because we're all fucking vulnerable and hurting for love in that
You guys better be
motherfucker.
listening. You guys better be listening.
What we fail to realize is that these are possessive women. You feel what I'm saying? And when you get out, they're gonna expect the same authority and power over you when you get out.
Yeah, especially when the guy comes out and needed work and she's making more money than them and this and that.
Listen, man. Okay, so I went through it, right? What people don't know is this, that when I paroled this time after my 10 years, I didn't parole straight to California, okay? What had happened was I married a female from another state while I was in prison,
The stripper?
right? Yeah,
The
the stripper chick. Yeah, that I met stripping, but back then T-Pain,
Yeah, I'm a
it
little
was a
stripper.
vibe. It was a
Yeah.
vibe back then. So anyway, long story short, so I married her, and then California would allow you that if you're married, you could transfer your parole to whatever state they're from. Like legally, they can't separate a marriage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, legally they can't separate you from your spouse. So my dumb ass, I put in for a transfer to Colorado because we
You're in love.
we hadn't made the change yet. And like I said, this relationship was like 7-8 years strong in the joint. I mean, flying to Arizona to see me, flying to
Everywhere.
Cali, yeah, out of state. It was a pretty consistent thing, right?
For 7 years.
For 7, almost 8 years, yeah.
That's
So
a lot of
that's a lot of
investment
sacrifice,
over
right?
time.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean,
Hey, that's a lot of investment on her time.
it's a lot of side dick too, right? That you don't want to admit. You feel me?
Whatever. I mean, we could justify it and say whatever we want to say to make ourselves
Yeah,
feel better about
yeah.
the next dick. But point is, she did invest a lot of time.
Yeah. And I was appreciative of that. See, I was one of them guys that I was like, look, man, if you're out there getting smashed, I just don't want to know about
She
it.
has to get smashed. She's fucking 7
Exactly,
years.
yeah. And she's young and she's attractive.
Exactly.
She's living the life, right? Come on.
She
Ain't
has a
no,
man, busted,
yeah, exactly, right? So I get out and I put in for my transfer. And I'm literally here in Cali, maybe from the moment I left the gate, I was on California soil, I want to say 4 hours. You know?
Uh-huh.
So I leave and I go to Colorado and I get there. And honestly, it was like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It was a beautiful thing, like the land,
Serene, everything.
yeah, it was different than what I'm used to. And at the time, I'm thinking like, I don't want to come back to jail any fucking way. So this is cool, a new beginning. I see the possibilities. I'm a hustler by nature, so right away I'm thinking like, man, there's a lot of shit that we can get cracking out here. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But what I failed to realize was that wasn't a part of the plan. A part of the plan was almost to have me like a captive, eh? You feel what I'm saying? Listen, I wasn't even when I'm being dead ass serious. Like, look, I was trying to get a license and it was like a hassle to get it,
Oh, she didn't want to take
Because she didn't want to take me, eh? And then it was one of the things where like I touched down, but I still had my homies, so I was able to like, hey fool, I just touched down. What's up? Like I need some clothes, I need some feria, right? And that was a problem. And then I still had my daughter out here, my oldest daughter. That was a problem. My sisters, they were a problem.
Oh.
But I'm conflicting at the time with her loyalty too. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, and mind you, I've been gone a long time. So I'm not really all there yet.
No,
I'm really insecure about a lot of shit.
Of course.
I'm honestly questioning my judgment and how I perceive things because I've been where I was at for over a decade, just thugging, thugging and doing what I do. You feel what I'm saying? So I had forgot almost like what it was to be in a relationship outside.
You thought that shit was normal?
And I was just trying to do the right thing.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm insecure. I'm insecure. I'm not really the confident person you see now.
I love that you're saying all of
this. You feel what I'm
this.
saying?
Because guys, you guys need to really evaluate yourself.
I see that shit now.
You know?
Because a lot of dudes got out from doing stretches recently. You know, the new laws passed. And I see homies now I see signs of that shit and I'm like, damn, pobrecito este güey.
You know what? I seen this, I don't want to say any names, right? But these TikTokers, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, obviously she was a prison wife and her man came out and he has TikTok now. But she's like a TikToker. She's an influencer. And I happen to like scroll because I'm on TikTok and I look at they're on live and he's like there and she's like talking to him like, shut the fuck up, get the fuck out of here, like and I was just like, don't talk to him like that.
Yeah.
At least wait till you're not on camera.
Yeah.
I really felt bad in his reaction. Like I knew, I don't know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I knew they try to hide the face expression of how he really felt. But like, bro, he just did like fucking 11 years. Like, and this person is just talking to you like this in front of maybe like 400 people.
Yeah.
I know that he had to feel some way.
Well, he's unsure of it though still.
Because it's only been a year that he's been out.
Because it's been a year and this is the person that he's been depending on all those years. But it's that it's an abusive relationship. You feel what I'm saying? It's like when people
But what if like
he's like fucking bullshit through some shit. Hey, but it's one of the things, right? You're emotionally held captive. Like you're trying to get your life right, and you're depending on this person to be your compass, but this person's just looking to possess you. You're not a human being, you're a possession. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but everything dude, let me tell you one thing that happened to me one time, man. Fuck. So it was humble beginnings from me. Listen, man, when I tell people like I come from the bottom, man. Like even that time, right? I'm having a hard time getting a job because like I said, she's even making it hard for me to get an ID, my social security. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's making things impossible on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. What would she say though? Like, what was her excuse? Like,
it was little shit like just ways to divert from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't got time to take you. I got to go to work. When do I have time? Like, I can't take time off right now. We got to get on our feet. Like, I got to take care.
Like, you just
know
got
what I'm saying?
out?
Yeah, you just got out. We need a bigger place. Like, just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the problem? And I'm thinking like, what's the problem, bitch? I've been sitting down for over a decade.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And I want to get shit cracking. So it was becoming a problem to get a job, right? Which is what I wanted. But she was doing it intentionally. I didn't realize it. But I came across this older man, right, that needed handyman work done in his pad. He had a big old pad, like a beautiful big house with property in the back. And I'm real good with construction tools, all that shit.
Nice.
So at a little cafe breakfast that we went to with her one time, I struck because I could talk to everybody. You feel me?
We know.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy, right? I get along with everybody. I can talk to everybody, right? So I'm chopping up with OG, and OG's like, "Hey, man, do you got work right now?" And I'm like, "Actually, I don't." And he's like,
he already knew your whole life.
He goes, why don't you come by the palace? Let's see what you think about. He wanted me to build a big ass wooden fence. He wanted me to chop down a tree and then build a new shed for him,
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't have money to pay me like a contractor, like cash, like here you go. And I didn't have a truck to go buy material, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so look, I ride a bike over there to his pad, like her son's bike.
Okay.
He's like a 12-year-old kid and he has a BMX. But I'm so eager to want to make money and have
do what you gotta
money
do.
in my pocket. I get in the bike and and if you know Colorado, it's mountains, so it's hills and I'm riding this bitch ass bike in. and it's raining, and I go to this pad, long story short.
Hi.
Yeah,
You
and
mean
I'm
to-
yes, right. But listen though, I'm gonna be honest with you though.
You're happy.
I was happy,
Yeah.
You feel me?
You're out the house.
I feel the rain. I'm out the house. I'm on my grind.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
fuck this. Like this at that time, my naive ass is like, I'm gonna show my bitch how much I care and what I'm worth. You feel me? I'm still thinking about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
feel the situation, right? So I'm like, I pull it to his pad and he's like, let's do a deal, man. You know? He's like, how about I pay you cash, $20 an hour.
Oh, that was good.
Right? So I'm like, run it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, run it. He's like, I'm gonna make you lunch every day. You could chop up. Cause they didn't have kids. The old man didn't have a kid, nothing, right? Cool ass dude, man. To this day, you know, I remember this dude. So anyways, I come back, you know, and she has people visit at the pad, like her family, right? No, it was two friends. The friend and her man. So I pull up, I jump off the BMX and I'm walking the pad and I'm excited, you know. I'm like, hey, guess what happened? And she's like, what happened? And I'm like, I fucking locked in a job. And she's like, how the fuck you do that? Because I don't have an ID, so there's nothing, right? And I'm like, well, you know, the dude at the cafe, like, I linked up with him and woo, 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 woo. And I'm like, guess how much you're gonna start paying me? I'm excited, you know?
I know.
And then I go, and then I tell her, like, he says, gonna give me, and then she's like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, but because there was people there, her friends.
We're listening.
So she was embarrassed of me saying how much I was gonna pay to be doing like handyman work. You feel me?
That's
You feel what I'm
terrible.
saying?
Yeah, completely.
And I was like, wait, and I said it anyways though, because I was like, her reaction wasn't fast enough for me not to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the $20 an hour comes out. You feel me? And her friend's homie's like, hey, that's good, my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations, man. And I'm like, man, I'm excited, right? So the friend's leaving everything, and she's like, you know how embarrassing that is, eh? And I'm like, what you talking about, bitch?
$20
like,
a fucking hour
fuck
is
is wrong
great.
with you? And she's like, you're bragging about $20 an hour. That fool's a doctor. And I'm like, well, fucking, he didn't just do 10 years in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
he's fucking been in college. She's like, man, you can't be telling people how much you're making around here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but
she rubbed definitely. That's when you started feeling
but that's when I start. Well, I'm not stupid either. At that point, I started to see that it didn't matter what I did. It wasn't gonna be a congratulation. You feel what I'm saying?
What.
No matter what. And then one day, it snows, right? It snows out there, and I'm fucking riding, and it's a blizzard. Like over there, blizzards come out of nowhere. You could ask people from Colorado, like their weather's like their women, bipolar. It'll be sunny in the day, and by the evening, full blizzard, tornado. You just don't know, right?
Yeah.
So one day a fucking tornado hits, and fucking the bitch locks me out the pad, and she's not there. She goes to her mom's. Feel me? And
She didn't even give you a house key?
And I'm seeing it, and I'm waiting for the bitch in the snow, Like, I want to say it's high enough to go above my feet. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I'm not used to this type of shit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like out in the snow and shit, and I'm getting cold after a few hours. It's getting fucking late, you know? And it's getting close to 10 o'clock, and I'm like, fuck, my feet are freezing, And I call this Moreno, like he was my friend, you know, that lived down the street, and I'm like, and I'm not sure how to say that I need help, right? You feel me?
Aww.
So I'm like, what's up, fool? Did you have dinner already? The Lakers are playing, because there was a Laker game on that night, you know? And he's like, what's up, my guy? Let's go see it at Applebee's. And I'm like, guy, come pick me up. He's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at the pad. So he pulls up to the pad, but he notices it. He's like, when I get in the car, he's like, what's up, my guy? He's like, you been out there this whole time? And I'm like, a little bit. He's like, what time did you get off of work? And I'm like, well, I rode the bike down here like around Woo. And he's like, fool, you know you could lose your feet out here like standing like that. He's like, you catch fucking frostbite, you're fucked,
shit.
my guy. Like, don't be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I was embarrassed, you feel me? So I was like, nah, I wasn't out there that long, you know? So we go eat, you know what I mean? I get some drinking me and I make it back, you feel what I'm saying? And the bitch is there fuming, you know? Fuming. And I'm noticing all this shit, and this is the beginning, so I plan my escape. You know what I'm saying? I planned the biggest escape. But by this time, right, we were driving one day, And I by this time I got my shit. Like now I had money.
Yeah,
I got my ID. I got my social security number.
You didn't let her stop you.
No, fuck no. I had a bike.
Yeah.
And I had a job. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, go.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm figuring out where the DMV's at. Now I'm figuring out what to do. All that shit. So I go and I get my my ID and all that shit. And one day we're driving and we see a job wanted sign in front of a barn, like this beautiful fucking farm, man. And I tell her, hey, pull over. Boom. I jump out. I get an application and they do installation over there. It's cold, so you insulate your walls and your roof. You feel me? So I get the job quick. I get it. I start leveling up at Halle. You know what I mean? Quick. I mean quick. Like I wasn't making hourly wages. What I was doing was getting a percentage of the contracts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a $20,000 contract, I was allowed to get like 16% of it.
Oh, that's good.
That's a lot. You feel me? And there were jobs that I would do like in 2-3 days. So I was making on a good week, I'd make close to 3 racks a week. You know?
Good. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And she was seeing that. She still didn't care.
But it starts kick. But the listen, man.
You guys better listen.
My homies laugh because my homies will be like, they'll hear me say this shit and they don't get it. I'm like, check this out, homie. Like that whore in her is a demon, my boy. That whore that you see in your bitch is a demon, dog. Like there's something inside of that bitch right now. Like you need to be able to read that shit when you, and this goes for men too, women with men.
Yes.
It goes both ways, right? Like that bitch ass shit in fools and in women, it's almost a bad spirit in them. You feel what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying completely.
You'll see it in moments where like you're even like trying to get closer to God. You feel what I'm saying? There'll be times where I'll be like, let's go to church. Oh man, I don't. Be like, well, why wouldn't you want? You know what I'm saying? Or I want to pray over a meal or something. It would just be like she'll grab a phone and shit. You know?
Oh damn!
Anything to ignore. You know what I'm saying? So I get this job, right? and this lady that ran it, the office, Debbie, right? I love this lady to this day. Like I even plan to go visit her, whatever. Grew fond of me quick. Like, I mean quick, you know? Debbie. And she would be like, hey, why is it that you got to ride a bus the rest of the week, but on payday she picks you up? And I'm like, because I'm not thinking, you feel me? I'm just on my grind. Like, I don't give a fuck about small shit, right? I'm happy to be out. I'm even enjoying the bus right now to work and back.
You're happy to be free.
Estoy humilde todavía. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's Friday, whatever, you know? And she'll be like, all right. And she'll just keep typing. You feel what I'm saying?
She was on it.
So one day we got into this big ass fight at the pad, right? And she had a daughter, and her daughter chucked the cell phone on me and hit me in the mouth, right?
You're
and busted my shit. And I was like, you know what? Like one thing is me and you beefy, and another thing is like your kids disrespecting me. Like I'm not dealing with that shit, right? Well, you can leave. Where you gonna go? The thing is, where am I gonna go, right? And it's true. Where am I gonna fucking go? You feel what I'm saying?
You got money in your pocket now.
So I'm like, all right. So the next day I go to Halle and I start to leave the window at the shop bathroom open, right? And I go to the bus stop. I let my boss drive by and see me at the bus stop, wave hi to me, even offer me a ride. She would always offer me a ride. And I'm good. And fucking the minute I saw her, I would go back to the shop.
And you would sleep
I would sneak in that bitch. And we used to have a big ass couch in the office. And I was sleeping there and then bird bath in the bathroom, you know? Prison shit. You know, clog the sink, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like on a 3 and 4 yard all over again, right? But one day on payroll day, the lady comes in early and catches me asleep on the couch. And she's like, hey, man. She's like, what are you doing here so early? And she's like, wait a minute. How'd you even get in the fucking shop? And I'm like, and she's like, we got to talk, eh? She tells me, what's going on with you, eh? So literally I have to break it down to her, everything. Like, I just got off of doing 10 years. My family's all in LA. I'm out here with this bitch. And she's a mom of all, you know them ladies that are boy moms? Mm-hmm. She was a boy mom. All her sons. Mom. Exactly, okay. So you know exactly what I mean. So she's like, hell nah. She's like, you ain't going out like that, eh?
That's right.
She's like, check this out. And on top, what I didn't realize was that her eldest son used to stay there before, and there was a loft in the top, eh?
Aww.
And I mean a loft, listen,
like nice.
A fucking loft, eh?
Yeah.
Like entertainment system. The vato had a piano right there, a queen size bed in the corner, fucking bathroom in there, bar.
Everything.
It was the lit buffalo heads, because this is Colorado.
Yeah, yeah,
People
yeah.
hunt, you know?
Yes.
Buffalo Heads Mountain. She's like, and her husband was blind, eh? And that fool used to be like, what's going on? Anyways, Kenny, OG Kenny, and they're like, we can't afford to lose you, eh? They're like, you're our best worker.
Oh.
Like, so check this out. You're gonna move in here. She goes, on Fridays, I want you to leave your laundry at the bottom. I'm gonna wash for you over the weekend. She goes, if you need a car, take the company trucks, and I'm upping you up 2% more to 20% of contract.
Oh,
You know?
dang.
She goes, I want you to start looking for the car you want, and we're gonna go get it for you, in a month. So I call home, right? And I'm talking to my family, like, man, I'm all in this
Yes.
bitch. You know, I'm like, don't even, my nephew's in the military, and he comes to visit me one day, right? And we go out, hit the club, you know.
Wait, but what happened with the girl?
She's at her house.
Oh,
She's at her house.
You just left her.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay,
you know,
cool.
yeah. What do you
did
call
you
it? Dry
make it for you?
turkey. No.
Dry turkey.
I mean, that's what they call it, right? When you cut some dry turkey, yeah. So yeah, I cut her off and fucking and I'm thinking like, you know, all right, because she's a prideful bitch, obviously. You feel me? She's not gonna
Let it
fucking
go?
come. Yeah, she's not gonna come looking for me. She's thinking like he can't survive out here. She's not knowing what I have going on.
Yeah.
You know, she's probably thinking like, this fool, whatever. Woo. But I got it cracking now. I'm not paying rent. My boss letting me stack up bread. You know what? My only obligation for staying in that loft was to check the water for the horses, eh? Because
Oh,
my
cool.
boss owned champion horses. Like, I mean,
Nice.
when I'm talking about horses, like
The
huge,
running ones with the
eh?
big
And then
things.
I would have to go out there in the snow, and their buckets of water will freeze overnight. Over there in the cold, I don't know if you ever seen horses how they survive at night. They all get in a circle face to face, and they'll sleep standing up to stay warm. So I would go out there early in the morning, and then I would chip away with a hammer their water so they could drink water, and I would refill it for them, and then I would wait for the hay guy to come and
That's
open the
your
gate
only
from. That was my only responsibility while I was there.
Dang.
Hell yeah. So I was stacking bread. And then my fatal fucking mistake was, Dick, I'm even on fucking dating apps, Dick. I was on the
Hey, you gotta do what you
Dick, but this is Colorado though. They
Yeah.
weren't going for me on them. I was
You
getting
put
no
your-
luck.
What kind of pictures? What pictures did you put?
Fuck, I don't know, some basic shit. But it was like I remember telling my sister, like, man, these bitches ain't fucking with me out here. Like in LA, you know, I'm the guy, you know what I'm saying?
Chill.
I'm the stereotypical type of guy, right? But over there it was like,
They're
fuck,
super-
I was dry turkey out that motherfucker, you know?
Dang.
So it was funny too. I remember fucking because I had never had a phone this big.
Okay.
You gotta think. When I went to prison, it was flip phones, you know?
Yeah.
You know what phone was out? The cartoon slide one.
I know
Did you ever
what
see
you're-
that one?
yeah,
It was
I know
a
what you're-
kick, I think.
I know what you're
I thought I
talking
was
about.
the shit with that big ass bitch, right? But it wasn't touch or nothing. So that was nothing that bitch wouldn't let me get a fucking touch phone, eh?
She wouldn't let you
When
get
she
a
got me a
phone?
phone, you know what she did? She got me this flip phone that had a sick ass like bumper case on it and was like, oh, I thought you would like this one because you do construction. And I was like, you fucking bitch. I was like, what the
Hey, she's
Dude.
good.
Oh man, was she good, dog? Listen, and I'm just, but listen though. At one point, I was just a sleeping dragon, you know. I'm seeing this shit, and I'm like, all right, cool. So like I said though, right? So I'm fucking doing my little thing, and then her cuñado, which was a super cool ass fool, like hits me up one day out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, what's up, Angel? And I'm like, what's up, bro? He's like, how you been, woo? I'm like, I'm good. I kind of skipped an incident that happened. Me and him got close because one day I had left, right, to his pad to go spend the night, and fucking
He knew the drama.
I wasn't. Yeah, he knew the drama. He sympathized with me. He'd be like, just sleep in the bar, you know. And I hadn't talked to the bitch for like three days, but I had to go see my PO. Mind you, I'm still on parole over there.
Oh, yeah.
So she's also holding that over my head, like over there, I can't leave my address or he would violate me.
Yeah.
They're not lenient like the ones out here. They're not like LA.
They're on their
officers,
shit.
They're lenient. They know hood shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this one time, we had got into it, and I had to came home for 2 days or something, staying at her sister's pad though with the cuñado, right? It was still pedo, right? And she's like, hey, you gotta go see your PO. And I'm like, all right, I don't gotta go with you though. And she's like, you don't want to ride or what? And I'm like, nah,
I got my own.
I'll walk, you know? At the time, I'm like, I'll walk. And so I walked, and right when I pull up, she's there, right? You know, and literally look. So this is the door, and she's parked in front of it. You know, and she opens the door. She's like, "Get in the car. I want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm at my fucking POs right now, bitch. Like, we're not gonna do this right here. Like, I'm not going back to jail." And she's like, "Get in the fucking car, Angel, before I make a scene." So I'm like, "Stop, dog." So I get in the car and I sit down.
Yeah, you get in the car.
And well, yeah, fuck that. I didn't want to go back to jail. You feel what I'm saying? So I get in the car and I sit down. I'm like, "What the fuck, eh?" And she's like, "We need to talk." And I'm like, "I don't even want to talk to you." I'm like, what the fuck? And I didn't even get to finish those words. And I don't think she realized, but she had her keys in her hand. And she started punching me with the keys, eh? And she stabbed me in my head, stabbed me in my eye, and in my chest, right? And I started leaking, you know, like
And you're in front of the
gacho.
probation
And I'm in
office.
front of the PO's office. And I'm like,
They took her ass
and
in.
I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm still gonna get violated. You know, I'm not thinking I'm a victim. First
But
of
you
all,
are a victim.
I know, but first of all, I'm thinking convict shit. Like, I'm not gonna tell on this bitch.
Yeah.
If the Huda comes out, what am I gonna say? Oh, my bitch beat me up.
She just hit me.
I don't know how to tell on people. You feel what I'm saying? So I get out and I run, leaking. I'm leaking all over, and I'm on the side of this road because like I'm getting blinded by the blood going into my eye, and fucking I get my phone and I call that fool. I call him and I'm like, "Hey fool, this bitch just fucking cut me all up right now." And he's like,
I'm like, "Let me see the scar."
and he's like, "What?" I got him. And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Let me I got this one above mine. Watch, look. See
Damn,
her?
she really fucking put hands on you.
You can
fool.
see it right there. You
Yeah,
see
no,
it?
I see it. Yeah.
Right there. And then I got one right here, and then I got a hole in my chest right here.
Beat up by a girl, you guys.
Yeah, I got mopped up by a little ass broad too. So he comes to get me. He takes me to his pad, and he's like giving me shit to clean myself, and she still comes, you know? And they're her family, so they're like, he's in the bathroom, like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So the bitch comes in all quiet and is trying to like, you know, and I'm like, but I'm in there and I'm thinking like, bitch, this is the last time you ever fucking touch me, you know? I'm already in my head like it's a rap, like I don't do this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Men
You know what I mean?
get abused too, you guys. I'm always like team guys because I know the way girls are. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, it goes both ways. You feel me? But yeah.
Yes, but you get
But
what I'm
girls, I believe that girls are worse at it because they're deceptive as far as emotion. Like men are pretty, like when men are abusive, they're not manipulative, like to where they make you feel certain type of ways. Like what I'm saying is this, that women just know how to touch your emotion, you know, and fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like as to men are pretty like easily to see when they're up to no good. You feel what I'm saying? But women will fuck you mentally and emotionally, like
That's
to where they know your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they always say, like the woman, she removes herself before she even removes herself from the relationship.
Yeah, hell yeah, right. So anyway, so I'm there, and then you know this is in between though. So now I'm gone, right? This is after this shit. I make my grand escape, and I'm doing good, and and then the cuñado that picked me up that day after I got cut up calls me, and he's like, "What's up, bro? What's going on with you?" And I'm like, he's like, "It's my birthday tonight."
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Turn up at the paddle." He's like, "Nah, fuck that." He's like, "Me and the boys are gonna go hit this bar." And he's like, and I'm like, "So is your girl coming?" He's like, "Nah, fool, that's what I'm telling you. It's boys only. Like, if you want to join. So I'm like, "Say less, fool. Like, I haven't gone out since I've been out."
She didn't let you.
And this is like 4 months of me being out now, you know?
Oh, dang.
And I haven't gone out like to turn up, none of that shit, you know?
That's terrible.
Yeah, so
she really had you captive.
yeah. Well, who am I gonna go out with?
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. Like, I don't got no homies out there. I don't know nobody.
But with her, you wouldn't go out?
We would go out to dinner, but not to turn up, because she was like the type that, you know, I don't know. She was, like I said, she was probably got around out there and didn't want me.
That makes sense.
You feel what I'm saying? Didn't want to expose her spots or who, you know what I'm saying? Right? Deception like a motherfucker, right? So I'm like, ponle fool, like, where you at? So I pull up, right? And I'm excited, So I'm saucing up before. You know, I'm saucing up before, and like an idiot, I was drinking fucking whiskey, Jameson. That's why I don't drink it no more. So, because of that night, palabra, since that night I haven't drank on whiskey no more. So I'm drinking, and I get to the little bar slash like club and shit. It was funny too, cause like there was chicks there. I remember trying to be like attractive, sexy and shit. And they were like, you know, country chicks, you know, and
That's
I'm
not
like,
you.
pobrecita esta cabrona, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, they don't know how to dance. They ain't twerking like these bitches out here. You feel me? They ain't got the moves, right?
They ain't got the moves.
So I'm at the bar chilling and shit, drinking, and you know, him and everybody's chopping it up. Everybody's going. I'm there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm there. I want to say 10 minutes, eh? And I look on the other side of the bar. It's one of them bars that are in the middle, you know, the 360, right? On this side the dance floor, on that side the pool tables. And I don't know what, but I looked under a table and I recognized these heels, you know? And I'm like, damn, those look like the heels that I bought. I had bought a girl with like one of my first paychecks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, that's that. What the fuck? So I come up and I look and I see her there, eh? With this vato, right?
Oh shit.
And I'm like,
hell yeah.
oh, I'm like, okay. But at this point, it didn't hit me like mad. It hit me almost like
yeah.
like I'm happy that I don't have no reason to hold on to. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like now for sure, like I'm never going back. Like
Yeah.
I see what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
It's 4 months.
But like an idiot, I get up and I go introduce myself to the dude, eh?
You
I'm
thought
like-
you were fucking
I thought I was cool, eh? You know? I'm off whiskey, you know what I'm saying?
shit.
I'm like, what's up, bro? I'm like, hey, like, you know, this is my wife, right? And he's like, he says something to me, and I don't remember what exactly he said to me, right? But it was obviously disrespectful, so I fucking take off, you know?
Yeah.
And I bust his nose, and the bodyguard, the bouncer at the club gets me, and he's like, hey, bro, get the fuck out of here, because they're calling the cops. So to this day, I'm thinking like that fool is sympathizing with me. Like, I don't remember what that fool said, but he obviously said something disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the bouncer was more or less like telling me like, fuck that dude, eh? But get out of here, way.
So you
know?
don't get in trouble.
Yeah. So I go and I get in the car and I dip and I go back to the cuñado's pad. So now the cuñado comes with all his homies. He's like, oh man, you put hands on old boy, you know? And I'm like, did I? He's like, man. He's like, you know, guys, right? They're like, fuck, you fucked old boy up. He was leaking. And I didn't get to see none of that shit, right?
Because it was fast.
So I'm chilling and then I get a phone call. I'm there maybe, I want to say an hour at his pad after the fight, right? So I'm there an hour after and I get a phone call and then I'm like, I answer and it's her, right? And she's like, we need to talk. And I'm like, the fuck you want to talk about? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, this is, all this shit is bullshit. You know, it ain't right. Woo. That's my primo's homie, whatever. I was there with my cousin. You didn't see them. And I'm like, all right, eh? So she's like, come to the pad. Let's talk, you know?
And you go.
And I go. Because now I'm faded, you know?
Yeah, you
now I'm more.
bone,
Now
yeah.
I'm more. I was an hour after I'm fucking there, you know, and I'm turned up. And I go, right? And I remember clear as day, those blocks are kind of dark, you know? So I pull in. And I pull into the driveway. And then I bullshit you not, dude. The minute I turn off the engine, all the hudas got me.
You're kidding.
Yup. So she was in the substation. Okay. So after I socked dude up, she ran allegedly out of fear, got into her car, took off, and crashed into a stop sign. So the hudas pulled her over and were like, you're drunk and you just crashed into a stop sign. And she's like, no, I'm fleeing for my life. She's like, my husband is fresh out of fucking prison for armed robberies, assault with a deadly weapon, and he just fucking beat up my friend at the bar, and I'm next.
What a fucking
So the
bitch.
Hooters are like, well, if that's true, we're gonna need you to turn him in, eh? You know what I'm saying? So they had her at the, and I know this because of the police report, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So she's at the substation with me on speaker, and the Hooters are hearing that I'm on my way over there.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
God.
So I go and I get busted again. This is 4 months after I did 10 years.
And you're
2
on,
months.
and this is you're
And
now
this-
you're gonna get
yup.
violated.
Right, exactly, right? So I go And I'm sitting, I don't know what's gonna happen. At this point, I'm like, I end up in the hole over there, mind you, right away.
Fucking jail and dealing
So
with this girl.
yeah, so I end up in Boulder County Jail. My politics don't agree with the way they run their politics at the time, and I ended up in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't gonna share a phone with a dude that was busted for
Yes.
crimes on kids. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to the hole, and then I'm in the hole right there. You know what's funny about that? That one of Chito, I just went to Chito Rana's show, and one of his homies that's on his like entourage with him, the house manage him, was with me, and
shit.
yeah, so we see each other, and we're like, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
Crazy
Like
shit.
crazy fool,
Small
right?
world, even though
He's
it's
a
such a big
homie. He's a
world.
homie from over there, right? He's a Southsider from over there. So yeah, it's a trip. So I'm sitting there, and my boss is showing up to court, eh?
Aw.
Like, give him custody of me. I'll take full responsibility. She's somebody in the city where she's from, you know?
Nice.
She's somebody. So they're like they're debating on letting her take me, you know, and you know, but they're like but at the same time they're like, well, we really can't decide because this fool's Cali. At the end of the day, he's on parole over there. Yeah, he's transferred here, but he's their caseload, you know? So
Excuse me.
what happened was, after 4.5 months, they take me to court and they're like, check this out, man. It's going to go one or two ways. You can either fight it here and get charged with a new charge and all that shit and, you know, fight a case here in Colorado, or you go back to Cali and deal with your parole and your state over there.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm like, but they're like, but you can't never come back, eh? You know?
Say less.
So I'm like, fucking, where do I sign? So sure enough, Cali comes to pick me up. They fly me back on a little jet, like a smaller one. There's still normal people in it, right? But they took me, and I end up back in Cali. I see the board, and Cali gives me like a 10-day flash.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here, eh?
You're back home.
You know what I mean? And my sister comes to pick me up, and my sisters are dogging me out like, you little bitch, look at you left us for this fucking.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I was just trying to do good. And fucking, that was it, eh? That was that. And then, like, what I want to say, fuck, I lasted single for like 3 months. Then I met my girl, and that was
And it was a wrap.
that was a wrap.
Because you've been with her for how long now?
Shit, we're going on 9 years.
Oh, that's the same kind of like Eric
9 years,
and I.
yeah. But that relationship was completely different.
Yeah, because
You
she's
know,
you.
supportive, never argue. Hey, I'm gonna go to this, do this, go, and you know, I'll see you. You know, I trust
see you when you get home.
Yeah, and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that taught me how to take care of this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
You feel what I
love
mean?
that. Love
Hell
that
yeah.
you said that. More of the story, you guys.
Don't be a sucker while you're in jail.
Don't be a sucker for love while you're in
No
jail.
shit. Yeah.
So we have 459 live viewers in the chat. Are you able to look at the chat, babe?
You can't see it?
It's kind of like this is the light. It's what are they saying? Dang, the vato needs a hug.
Nah, shit, I'm good. That was the best thing could have happened to me,
No,
dog.
people
Shit.
don't understand. Sometimes
Shit.
people don't understand it.
The fuck?
That's what they
Hell
said. That's what I
nah.
was able to see.
You got it twisted, bro. Like, I'm amazingly happy. You know what I mean?
Facts, right?
Shit, what the fuck?
What I'm saying is like
Grandpa shoes on her.
New Balances.
that's
What
some
the
new
fuck?
stuff.
Fools ain't up. Dog, fools ain't up on my shit. Cut it out, boy. You don't even know how much these cost, boy. Shit.
Hey, you know when I was in prison, we had New Balances and like.
Well,
the,
now everybody
and
wears them.
and
I don't know about
Asics.
these fucking super fucking cholos, but
And the
New
Asics.
Balances is popping shit.
Yeah, no, they are. But back to like people don't get. It's like you have to give yourself that opportunity to be by yourself when you get out.
Someone said you gotta go through hell to get to heaven, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Facts.
That's right. That's right.
But I used to read scripture in jail.
Good.
Right? I used to read scripture in jail, and it's crazy because when I would be going through some shit, and this goes for every part of my life, right? There's certain scripture that would because I'm a lyricist, right? And when you listen to like when you read Psalms or like Proverbs and stuff like that, most of them are lyrics, you know?
Yes.
They're notes to songs, right? And it would be crazy because I remember that I would remember in certain instances of me going through my drama, like I would reference back to the Bible, like it's better to be lost in the woods at night than to live with a contentious woman. You know what I'm saying? Or the women would a woman with lips of honey and a welcoming breast will always have her door open to welcome you. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly
You know
what
what I'm
you're
saying?
talking about.
So
I know exactly which
I
way
would
you're.
remember that, and I would be like,
But they-
damn, like you, like what the?
But it's like a curse. You curse
But
yourself.
yeah, exactly, right? Because I was looking at superficial. You know, the little bitch was a little stripper, like young. You know what I mean? And I was just like on some.
But
I
damn,
don't
she
know.
had a 12-year-old?
Yeah,
She was fucking running wild at a young age. Then.
young, young. Yeah, so but I would always go back to that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that would give me like, you know, almost validate my. Not only that, I remember one time I was over there and because I like to go to church, you know.
Yeah.
And I went to church and I pulled the pastor to the side. Damn, you know what's even crazier? This bitch had the nerve one time to take me to a fucking marriage counseling thing, right?
In 4 months.
And I'm there, I'm there. And I look the way I look, and they're never seen guys like me, you know? And she's like painting the picture, I'm the savage animal and shit. Playing a victim, and I'm looking at the couple that's supposed to be counseling us, and I left, I walked down the middle of it because I was like, dude, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm apologizing for shit. Like, how the fuck am I being, you know, with this bitch, and you guys are here looking at me just because of the way I look? You feel what I'm saying? Like, they were siding with the young, pretty girl, and the guy just, because that came out, oh, yeah, he just did 10 years, you know, he has a lot of trauma. Like, bitch, what the fuck does that have to do with your controlling ass? Like, what the fuck? Another thing is, she booked me a psych just for me to go on my own. And I go and I walk up, because listen, the manipulation had me thinking that I was really
she really had you, huh?
Well, you gotta understand, like, when we would get into it, I would get upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would punch shit, you know, throw chairs against the wall. Like, I would get mad. Like, I was so frustrated. Like
you're unhappy.
Well, not only that, I'm coming from where I'm coming from. You know, on the yard, we didn't talk about when it kicked off. It kicked off. Like, I only knew how to react with violence. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew I wasn't gonna beat her up. You feel what I'm saying? So I would get mad, and like fucking take walks and, you know, get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And but to her, I was a maniac. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't. I tell my wife now, I was like, man, this bitch could argue from 5 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Damn.
Like, I mean, you know the little chihuahuas that don't shut
that's exactly what she was,
dog. Like that, you know, and that shit, like, I just read something recently too that, like, somebody said, I even posted it. A man was like, somebody being with a woman that can't control her mouth is equal to being with a man that can't control his hands. You feel what I'm saying? It's just different type of abuse. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, a female can wind a man up to where, you know what's another study that I'm gonna share with you? That's a fact.
Go tell us.
That studies show that there's bigger numbers of men that commit suicide after divorce because we're protectors and providers, you know. So natural at heart, when we fall in love with a woman, we don't only fall in love with her as our lover, but we fall in love with her almost as a child to us, like our child. Like, we're gonna provide and protect for like we would our daughters. You feel what I'm saying? So we mourn two different type of loves. You feel what I'm saying? If it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So there's higher numbers of men killing themselves from suicide. Yeah. So that's another fact. Men need to, you know what I mean? Keep track of.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, it's true though. Like, we really do need to watch ourselves, you know, our relationships, take a step back and analyze what we really are going through. What are we willing to deal with? Like, is this good for me? Like, it's good, but is it good for me?
Yeah.
Is it helping me like move forward? Is it keeping me sane? Because if I can't be sane, then it's like the saying. And I feel like it goes both ways, you know, like a happy wife, happy house.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah. Yeah, but the wife gotta wanna be happy.
Yeah.
There's some people that, like I was telling you earlier, like you know, drama releases a certain type of dopamine that people get addicted to.
Yeah.
That's why there's people that are addicted to drama. That's why growing up, like, Raza families don't miss a novela.
Because they like that shit.
Because they love the fucking cheese, man. They love the drama. It's addicting, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that shit, that's just real. You feel what I'm saying? That shit. And I had never been through no shit like that.
You're like super in a fucking abusive relationship.
I was a victim.
I
was a victim, damn it.
To the white America, let's just, you know, to reality in life. You really were, Dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I dipped though. That shit
Well,
lasted
yeah.
4 months. I was
You're
gone.
out freaking out
Yeah,
of here.
I couldn't handle it, eh?
Well,
That shit was just something I
no.
wasn't used to. You feel what I'm
And
saying?
it just like puts you like in this like horrible
Well,
space.
it's the perfect time to catch a dude vulnerable. You feel me? Fresh after doing a decade. You gotta understand. I got out in my early 30s, so I'm also going through almost like a midlife crisis at the time. I'm unsure of myself where I'm headed. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't got a pot to piss in after balling the fuck out, after having life my way in my 20s. Now I'm a 30-year-old grown man, 32, I believe, and I'm like, okay, I don't got shit, eh? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that same time, like I'm going through growth. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
And I need some type of wisdom, and I'm not getting it. If anything, what I'm getting is the opposite. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being torn down by the person that I trust. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like it's crazy, but yeah. But like I said though, it goes to show though. Look, the situation that I was in and how it led me, and then I got with a good woman and how I am now.
And look how perfect it's going.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like how she's helped me be who I am too. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the success and the happiness that I have, like having the right one
Well,
is a crazy blessing. You feel what I'm saying?
of course, I mean, hello.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Winning.
To my own heart, but
Yeah.
hey,
No,
you
yeah,
know, we're
yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we are so good. I feel like my husband and I, we communicate about everything.
We're on some prison shit, but this
Hey,
came
this
from
is what
prison.
this
Yeah.
came from prison. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it
like-
relates to prison. This is why I
No,
met
it really
the person.
does,
Yeah,
because
a lot of dudes are going through this shit. Trust me when I tell you. I know a gang of
no,
motherfuckers.
look, my homeboy.
Yeah,
I always talk about him. I'm actually
Yeah.
going to be his best woman at
His wedding.
with his new
Oh,
girl,
Jaina.
right? That he
Gracias a
just
Dios.
met.
Gracias a Dios.
And they're like doing so good. But look, me and my other friend, we were there for him. Like we will, be there. We will be there for him, send them things, write to him, answer his calls, like always. I was
Yeah.
a little brother,
Yeah.
And then we just stopped hearing from
Oh,
him.
she hated you guys.
No, well,
You
wait.
guys were the enemy.
No, wait. We just like from one day we thought this fool rolled it up or like got out.
Damn, that's all. He went all bad up.
No, we thought this fool rolled it up or else got home
Yeah.
and fucking became a heroin addict and it's just in the streets.
Yeah,
That's how bad we thought. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
but it's facts though. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
in August, I hear from him. Hey, my girl, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize that I was a horrible friend. You and Steph were there for me. Like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, Dick, what happened? I thought you rolled it up.
I thought he locked it up, fool.
I literally,
Yeah.
he's like, nah. He's like, I got married. And he doesn't have a mom. She passed away when he was 15.
You see what I'm saying?
And his grandma passed away while he was incarcerated. He did 11
That
or
shit
12
happened to me
years.
too.
He did 11.
While I was down.
11. He's 35 now. So he did like 11, 12 years around there. And he got married and he ain't gonna come live with me,
Yeah,
because I'm in Miami.
yeah,
So he came and he married and then he moved with her.
yeah,
And he was fucking captivated.
yeah.
Like this, he was
Hell
making
yeah.
$100 an hour, but she made him quit because he had to go leave to work for 2-3 weeks. Come on, girl. You could have
Yeah.
been fucking living your best life.
Yeah, but that don't matter though. To people like that, it's not about the financial gain. It's about the control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about, but that goes too to like the skeletons they have in their own closet. Projecting their insecurities on you is because of the shit that they've done. You know what I'm saying?
For yours
Like-
lasted for 4 months. That fool was like 6
fuck,
years.
yeah, 4 months. Yeah.
That was gone for 6
Damn,
years.
6 years. No, yeah, I had to do the same apologies too to my sisters, to my oldest daughter. You feel what I'm saying?
Because you guys need a knock.
Dude, and then listen, when I get out, another thing, right? More female stories, eh? So I'm gonna narrate it short, right? I smashed his hyena while I was out, right before I went to prison. That was it, right? I go to prison, eh? And while I'm in prison, I want to say I've been down like 5 years or some shit, right? I get this letter of a kid that I supposedly have, right? But it's not a good letter, okay? Mind you, the little girl's like going through investigation for possible abuse, right?
Oh my God.
She had a burn right here of a curling iron in her inner thigh, okay? I didn't know nothing about the kid or nothing, but my instinct as a man, I jumped on the phone because they let you call, and I tell my sister Amy, the middle one, I'm like, hey, allegedly I have this daughter out there.
She's getting hurt.
And she's getting hurt, I need you to call this number, get in contact, and I'm gonna give you custody. Like, if we need to take her in, we're gonna take her in. And my sister's like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you have a kid? And I'm like, I don't know, eh?
It's just what I just heard.
But if we can help the baby, like, let's fucking do it. So my sister's like, ponle, we're gonna get it. So she ended up finding out who and what and where and what, and then she built a relationship with the little girl's grandma.
Okay.
So the investigation came back negative. It wasn't abuse. It was an accident. But there was still, some kind of negligence, right? Like,
yeah.
But
Don't leave the thing on while the baby's right there.
yeah. So my sister was like, hey, like, we're gonna, you got a daughter out here, like,
Was she really your daughter?
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna get to that. But this is while I'm busted, while I'm incarcerated too. Women are attacking me, while I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm busted, right? And my family's bonding, and I'm getting pictures, and I'm like, fuck it, I have a daughter,
Yeah.
So I get out, I touch down, and the first thing I do is I send for my daughters, my oldest one, and then this one, and they're at the pad with me, and I'm happy as can be. I'm a man home after the cateadas over there that I'm getting. Oh, after getting getting Ike Turner over there, right? Like, I'm home, and I'm with exactly, and I'm with my daughters, and I'm happy. We're taking vacations and this and this and that. Boom, and I get with my girl now, right? And
she accepts them and everything.
My girl's not tripping at all. She's like, hey, I knew, because my girl knew about her, so she was like, yes, whatever. So me and my girl get serious. We move in together. And then, I don't know if you know, but I went to college when I got out and all that shit, right? To get on my feet.
Yeah, you told us.
I went to school. I did all that shit. And then I'm doing great, Now I'm getting my money. The rap shit's going good, all that shit. So my girl gets pregnant. And the minute that me and my wife now announced that we're pregnant, that little girl's mom starts feeling some type of way and hits me with child support. Boom.
You're kidding.
And at that point, my wife, I remember I'm driving home, and my girl's like, hey, this bitch hit you with child support, eh? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, why? Like, everything's been going good. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, right? Buying the kids school clothes, whatever she needs.
Doing your part.
Everything. You name it, I was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I take pride in that shit. I'm a good dad. I might be a lot of things, but I'm a good dad, right? Nah, for real. Straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good ass dad. Because I had a good dad, you feel me? So, yeah. So I'm doing my thing, and then I get that letter, and then I'm like, fuck that shit, eh? And my girl's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm disputing that shit. I'm like, I'm going to write it out. Because listen, I'm still convinced that she's my kid, So I'm like, I'm going to stretch this shit out as far as I can. I'm going to go litigation. I'm going to avoid it as far as I can, stretch it out, see what I can possibly do, right?
Because you're there.
So I dispute it. And the first thing they tell me is, we need you to come into Commerce and do a swab. I mean, this shit happened so quick. I want to say 3 weeks after I got the letter, they take me, I go, and I sit in there, and they swab my ass and all that shit.
For the DNA test.
They said it to get tested. Bullshit, she not. 2 weeks later, that shit comes back 99.9% she is not mine.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And you know what? You know what's even doper about that? That the day I got that news couldn't have been the best. There couldn't have been like a better day to get it, because my daughter had just been born, baby angel, and then this girl. Oh no. Okay, so my daughter had just been born or was about to be born, something like that, and they laid me off at work. So I'm kind of stressing on money, right? As you should, right?
Of course.
And I'm driving home, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna tell my girl, like, damn, I just got laid off. I've never told my girl that, I've never. Yeah. That was the first time we had ever gone through that. I've always provided, and she's never worked as long as she's been with me,
But relationships do have to go to a struggle to see if she's gonna be there.
Yeah, but I just wasn't, I wasn't. It was the first time for me, So I'm feeling kind of like a loser, right? I guess the best way to explain it. I was feeling like a bum ass fool. Even though I didn't get fired, I got laid off, right? But still, I'm a prideful ass man, right?
That's right.
Prideful as fuck, and I'm driving home. And I'm thinking, like, how I'm going to tell my chick, and she can't wait, and she calls me. And she's like, the results are here. And I'm like, I'll open it when I get home. She's like, I already opened it. And I'm like, so what does it say? She's like, she's not yours. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, hell yeah. And she's like, man, she's like, can you believe this bitch? And I'm like, yeah, I can.
Because your wife is down.
You know, yeah. And I'm like, I fucking told you guys. And my wife's like, I was just trying to do what's best, you know? Because my wife was always like with it. Oh, that's your daughter. You got to do what you got to do, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I used to tell her, I'd be like, I don't remember it going down like that, you know? And she'd be like, you don't know, you're faded. You boning everybody back then, you know? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I was pretty dry back then. I was on drugs. You know how it is. You blanks like a motherfucker. You feel me? So I'm like, by the way, I just got laid off. You know what I mean? And she's like, I don't even give a fuck. Just bring your ass home. Like,
she was happy.
We're gonna celebrate. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but that too. Eh?
And how did you? What happened to the little girl? You just like stopped?
I just stopped.
Aw.
I mean, you know what's crazier? Look, that's a trip, right? You say that. Okay, so, damn. All right, so recently.
You feel bad, huh?
No, not about that. No, because I'm gonna tell you why I don't feel bad. Because in honesty, the little girl never bonded with me.
Okay.
She felt it. So honestly, I feel like I relieved her. You
Got
know?
it,
I
yes.
feel like what I did cleared her of maybe her doubt. She never liked me, the little girl. She tolerated me. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I try to be a dad and be like, hey, woo, she never really liked it. Like if we were chilling, it was her over there and me over here. Not like my girls now, like they're all over me, you know?
Yeah.
With her, it was always distance, and I felt it, but I was just trying to be a good man. You feel what I'm saying?
You're trying to do your part.
The way I saw it was like, well, I've been gone her whole fucking life. Why would she care? You know?
Of course.
I was just taking it, you know what I mean, to the chin, right? But anyways, her little brother just got murdered, and you know he got killed. They gunned him down, right?
Oh wow. The little girl's
brother, yeah, she had an older brother, right? And he got gunned down and murdered. And I just seen her recently at church. We were at church, me and my girl. We were at church, and 2 rows in front of me, literally, I see a little girl. But now she's grown. Think about it. I've been out 9 years, you know, so an 8-year growth. And I'm like, and I see this pretty little girl, and I'm like, damn, that looks like a girl. And I tell my wife, hey, I grab my phone and I start looking. And I'm texting my sisters like, hey, do you have a recent picture of? And my sister's like, nah, but I'll find one. You know, this is at church. I'm still not telling my girl nothing because I don't want to sound like a weirdo. Like, oh, look at it. You know what I mean? I miss my stepmother, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't look like a fucking lame, you know? So my sister sent me a picture and it's her. So I tell my wife, I'm like, hey, look at who's sitting in front of us. And my wife's like, man, pobrecita. And I'm like, I know, eh? And my wife's like, are you going to say anything? I'm like, nah, why would I? Like, she don't want to hear from me. Like, the fuck? I'm nobody, eh? Like, I'm just glad she's in church. You know, God's got her. Like, not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, God got her. She don't need me.
Because she's in church.
And we walked out, but that was a trip, though, to, you know.
So she didn't see you.
No, she didn't. I made sure she didn't because I didn't want to. She's there, you know. Who knows what she's, you know.
Going through, yeah.
Like, fuck me.
Seeing you might give her a different emotion to like whatever might be going on.
And it wasn't about me anyways.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, she's there to worship, like, and get her prayer. And so I just, me and my wife was like, come on, let's go. And we dipped.
Oh.
But it was crazy, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy as fuck. But that's that hood shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy how, you know, when you live this hood life, the way things go, man, and the shit you hear and the shit you see, like, people don't get it. You know, I know, like, I get a lot of heat on social media. Like, fools will be like, oh, this fool still talking hood. How old are you? Woo? And it's like, hey, my boy, like, this ain't a trend for me.
It doesn't go away.
This is my life, bro. Like, this is my fabric. Like, we don't do this shit to be cool or to be a part of a rap video or to a movie. Like, dog, like, you motherfuckers really don't get it. Like, this is just what it is for us out here. You feel what I'm saying? And it don't matter how old I get or how much I change. Like, this is my fabric. You feel what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, because even though I'm a woman and it's like, oh, I'm fucking chola, like, no, it's not about being a chola. It's in my heart.
Yeah.
It's who I am. I can't help it.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't help, like, who you are and like what it, like, you know, like, you love your hood for a reason. And it's like, you don't, like, it's not the homies. Yeah, you love some of the homies, but you don't give a fuck about a lot of the homies. If that makes sense.
Well, you
like,
lose
they're not
love.
your friends. Those are just your homies.
You fall out of love for a lot of people as you grow, you know?
Yeah.
Because people disappoint you. You feel me? Like, you know what? It's a strange thing when you've been from a neighborhood from the ground up, right? And you grow up with people, right? It's almost like having siblings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Time freezes for you and those people. You always see the best in them. You know, you always remember them for splitting that ice cream with you, or having your back when other people wouldn't, or you know, letting you spend the night with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember the purest moments of them. So when you grow older, it disappoints you even more because you're stuck in those moments with them, you know? Like,
You're
you see
so true.
you see the innocence in them, eh? So now that you see the corruption in them as adults, it's fucking hard, eh? So I judge them more than I would typical people because I know what they come from and I know how good they could be. I know how pure they could be. If they weren't that pure at one point, I wouldn't love them the way I do. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're
You know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Like,
So
'cause
it's heartbreaking.
there
eh?
is a lot of
I just had that conversation with one of my homegirls' moms because me and my homegirl's mom are real tight, and she was like, "Why have you distanced yourself?" And I told her, "Look, man, I don't want to be the reason why you know what's going on with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the one to be telling you the bad shit that's going on because I'm still tapped in, so I know everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the reason why you guys are fighting at night. I don't want to be called a liar, and I don't want to put myself in that
So I'd
position.
rather
So the best way I
detach
deal with it is
yourself.
to detach myself, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because I know I'm not gonna be around and lie. You know, I'm not gonna be around and not say something. You
That's
know,
right.
if I'm around and if you give me a front row seat to your show, I'm gonna say something. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't. So I rather just detach
I
myself.
understand completely what
You know
you're
what I mean?
saying. No, completely. Because life is crazy and it always just goes in circles, you know? And it does. Like, it goes in circles and you'll be surprised. Like, you'll be like, damn, seriously? Like, this is how you, like you said in the beginning, this is how you really feel?
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
But everybody can make it.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
can make it. It's about choices.
That's right.
You know what I
Everything's a
mean?
choice.
Everything's a choice. Like, no, there's no excuses for shit. Like, I just had a little like family kind of not a conversation. One of my relatives, and they were like, they were mad because I said that I don't believe in racism. You know, what I believe is in hate. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people that are angry with their lives and are just looking for excuse to hate. It's not necessarily because of color. That's just an excuse, you know? They probably hate themselves. They probably, if they're hating people for what they look like, they're hating people at home too. Like, hate doesn't have filters, you know what I'm saying? People that are angry in that level hate everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, prejudiced people aren't just, dog, they hate everybody. They're mean to everybody. So
Yeah, I agree.
I was and they were upset with me because they were like, "You're saying this?" And I'm like, "Yeah," like, and they're like, "You're a Mexican gang member, like, you for sure,
I don't hate
you
that.
for sure experienced
Yeah.
prejudice." And I'm like, "No, the cops hate me because I'm a fucking criminal, eh?
Yeah.
And I'm from a gang that's done bad things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if I was a square and I dressed a certain way,
They'll
they
like
wouldn't
you.
be fucking with me, eh?
Yeah.
So, it's about
Yeah.
choices. I made this choice and I gotta live with it. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I'm not gonna blame nobody for my shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's accountability. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I take accountability for my lifestyle and the way that I might,
Come off sometimes.
come off. Hell yeah. But
Because you do come off kind of crazy sometimes.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, I mean, there's got to be damage done, right? After certain lifestyles, like after living a certain way, I think that you develop defense mechanisms, that unnoticeably sometimes, you try to hunker down on shit and control shit, but I'm only human, you feel what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be times where I'm gonna fail myself, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As smart as I can be, as aware as I can be, there's sometimes, man, I'll tell you like this, say there's like, lately I've been working out more, and my girl noticed it and she was like, "Damn, you're fucking," and I'm like, my anxiety's going crazy right now. I told her, like, I've been feeling it lately. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that." And I was like, "Nah, it's cool. I know what to do, So I'll go lock myself for an hour and some change and just work out. You know what I'm
makes
saying?
you feel
I know
better.
better. You
It's
feel
more
what I'm saying?
mental.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not but listen, the thing is this though, if I'm too distracted to pay attention, then I won't notice it.
But it's because you know yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do to make Angel feel how he needs to feel to have a good, productive day. But obviously you have to, there's days that we wake up and we're like, we're not feeling it, but it doesn't mean that you're not okay.
Yeah.
But you know what you need to do to fix yourself. I do the same thing. I won't work out for like 2-3 months. And then I start feeling myself getting like heavier and heavy. I don't mean heavier weight. I mean mentally like that.
Of course.
I know that I need to get on the treadmill and run, walk.
And that's prison mentality, honestly.
Today I
Yeah.
walked. I did like fucking 30 push-ups. You know, and because I need to in order for me to have good days.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not okay, I'm screaming all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Hell
know?
yeah, I feel you. That's why music too has been a blessing, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I want to go yell, I'll go yell in the booth like a motherfucker.
Well, good.
And people tell me, good take.
Good job.
That was dope, fool. Like, all right, feed
Because
man.
we're older, so we know
Yeah.
what we need to do to make ourselves feel better so everything could run smooth. And we understand that sometimes things don't go how we want. And maybe it's not supposed to go how you want because it's not for you.
Yeah,
At
it's
times,
a constant struggle, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. I'd rather be like that than to self-medicate or, you know what I mean? Go back on that shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
Like,
sure.
fuck no, I'll figure it out, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. We'll
I'll figure it out. Like I'm not gonna do that because now kids are watching. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of kids watch.
Like I was telling my son earlier today, I'm driving home and I'm like, fool, like 2 weeks ago you were normal, now you're a fucking Edgar because he has the haircut, you know? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, look at your fucking hair, dog. I'm like,
but a lot of ex-gang member kids,
Yeah.
their kids are Edgars.
yeah. Which I don't mind it. He's a good kid. He's doing good in grades. He don't hang around.
He
He has the mushroom, man, with the chingadera right there. And I'm like, this fool, man. I'm like, fucking Edgar, fool. He just laughs at me.
Hey, you know,
But-
it's a different style. It's a different life.
Well,
We're
yeah,
like, we're not,
to
you
them
know?
it's a trend, eh?
Yeah,
It's not
it's
religion. Like
different,
for
yeah.
us, that show is religion. Like,
Yeah.
like the fucking everything. You took so much pride in the way you dressed and shit.
Everything.
Like everything had to be almost perfect, you know, to impress those people around you, you know. And to them, it's just like this shit's cool, you know.
Yeah, they don't give a
In a
fuck.
couple
how
years,
they
we'll
look.
be different. We'll pick another trend,
Yeah,
you know.
and we're still the same.
Yeah, we're still the same. Yeah.
We're still the same. Like
Yeah.
I still dress the way I dressed way before. I never dressed like a chola. I always dressed like myself, like now. You know, I'm sure. I mean, men are different, right? But I always was like a girly girl.
Yeah.
I'm not too girly, but you know, like the sporty.
Yeah. No, I feel what you mean.
I've always been that way. Like, no, I'm not gonna fucking. You're not gonna find me in heels unless I'm at
Yeah.
the fucking club and I have to.
Yeah. Unless it's that occasion.
I'm going to
yeah.
a fucking wedding and I would have to put the senora, you know, dress up vibe up.
But even the prison shit's changed though. You know, I hear the little homies come home now and it's like, my primo's busted right now and he's like, it's a trip, man. Like things ain't the way they used to be even in prison no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot more, I want to say modern mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because everybody in there is younger.
Yeah.
And it's really just the actual lifers that have been in there for 20, 30 years that are not going to come home. So it's them and it's all these little wild ass, you know, kids.
There's dudes in there. Do you realize that never haven't seen a microwave?
Yeah.
Like right now, we're talking about like presently where we're at. Like think about what year did the microwave come out? Icon, can you check?
Okay.
Can you go? That's what I'm asking, buddy. I know it's not Jeopardy. I'm
Eric, I'm surprised you didn't know. That's
I don't know. He's a fucking atlas. Yeah. So like, yeah, I 45 years has been out. 1945.
There's men that have been in there that long.
I talked to some fool recently that was like, he got out 6 months and he was like, the first thing I wanted to see was a microwave.
You're kidding.
And I was like, what the fuck? I thought that shit was
Fine.
insane.
Yeah, that's
I didn't, like when I put that into perspective, I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
poor guy.
That's fucked up, eh? Well, we felt to like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I'm happy. You feel me? Because I don't take
Yeah.
nothing for granted, you know? Like,
You-
because I think about all that shit and I'm like, I can still remember vividly like toxic relationships,
Getting abused.
prison, prison. Even, I remember the first time as a kid, as a juvenile, walking into court and nobody being there for me. Like I remember because for one, my sisters didn't know yet the system, right? So they didn't know like, oh, court date, you know? So they missed it. And then my dad was, you know, too busy doing his thing. But I remember that loneliness. You feel what I'm saying? Like, fuck, mom's really gone, eh? Because that would be the one person that wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, so
You feel
she'll
what I'm saying?
figure it out.
No matter what the fuck, right? And I remember all that shit vividly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a trip because, like I won't be late to pick up my kids from school.
Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes early, 10
Fuck,
minutes
I
early.
can't stand when I see kids standing out there,
Yeah.
eh? By themselves, and I'm like, what the fuck, eh?
No, I don't like that. You know, like me, I don't even leave the area when
Yeah.
Cupid's at school.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the area, like I'm not going anywhere. while he's at school. Somebody has to be in the, like if I gotta go somewhere, okay, then you gotta be at home, just in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
Because we're not leaving them behind, and it's because of the things we've gone through,
Yeah.
or we've experienced that making us be better parents. You know.
Yeah. Hell
This
yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. I was telling this fool yesterday. I was like, I'm fucking potty training, right? My son, because I've been home with him. And fucking today I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna let this fool sit on the shitter with fucking YouTube on, you know? So he's in there 1 hour, 2 hours,
Oh damn.
3 hours. Yeah, and I'm like, hey fool, like nothing. He's like, and then so I walk out and I'm like 10 steps away from the door and I hear, ah. And I run back and I'm like, what happened? There's nothing visibly wrong with him. And then I lift him up and my phone's in the toilet, eh? And I'm like, fuck! And I see a Spider-Man on the screen. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck! Now I'm the other two. I'm like, that's my fucking phone. Fucking throwing a bowl of rice and shit, you feel me? And I'm like, fucking nano, eh? But yeah.
Potty training for boys is harder than girls, I've heard.
That fool, my son he's done everything on his time.
That's
talking, walking, that fool, he's a trip.
For Cupid, we just had to leave him naked.
Oh, yeah?
No chonies.
Yeah, my daughter was quick. Girls are usually smart, right? They
Look.
say, yeah.
And no, look. Not to my own horn, right?
Yeah.
I walked at 7 years.
Yeah.
I walked at 7 months. At 1 year, I would go to the restroom by myself. I would get off my crib and go to the restroom. At
Damn.
one. Fucking fast ass one.
Hell yeah.
And they wonder I was a fucking disaster.
No, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
Because girls are faster.
That's true. Son trucha.
Like little fast ass girls.
I see, I see it, man. I see all that shit because I have daughters too. And yeah, it's a trip. Like I'm about to be a grandpa any day.
Oh, good.
My oldest is about to have a boy.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that shit too. But I see it. She goes through. Cause she did time with me, like she really did time with me, all of my time with me, you know, and randomly she'll send me pictures, right, and I'd be like, fuck, me está tirando pedradas, you know, and she'll be like, I remember this picture vividly, and then it'll be like her in front of the house, like dressed all little, and she'll be like, we were on our way to go visit you, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, throw your face right on
I'm
you.
like, what do you want, eh? I'm like, what do you need right now? Like, do you want ice cream or something? Like,
she wants
what
something.
the fuck, eh? But I remember though, my little girl coming to visit me at 4 years old and not wanting to talk to me. Like her mom would be like, hey, come to, and she would run, eh? And I would be like, fuck.
See, me too. When I got busted, my son was about to be 5, so he was 4. And there would be days that he would want to go, and there would be days that he wouldn't, and he wouldn't want to come because he wouldn't want to take off his watch because he was like, there's like the special watch that he would wear, right? And I would be like, well, okay, then just don't come, like,
Yeah.
because it's sad, like, and it's like
That's hard though.
Yeah.
To me, those are the memories that I fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I went to prison, my dad came to see me once. For this 10 years, my dad came to see me once. And I remember him, my dad was a humble man, you know what I'm saying? Typical Mexican guy, typical Mexican father, real sweet, you know what I mean? And I remember him coming to visit and trying to tell me like, I know some lawyers, you know, and I want to see what I can do for you. I was already sentenced and all that. And I'm just like going along with him. I'm not trying to like, you know, break the moment, you feel me? And I'm like, all right, pops, I me avisa, eh? And then, okay, mijo, voy a hacer unas llamadas a ver qué. And then that was the last time I saw him because he passed away when I was gone, you know?
Oh, yes.
So it was like, fuck, like, but it was cool. You feel what I'm saying?
It's like a good memory.
Because I saw his, you know, his innocence, you know what I mean? Like, as a pops trying to like,
save his son.
give me hope or some shit or let me know, like, I love you, fool. Like,
it's going to be okay.
I'm going to try. Yeah. So it's crazy now when I have my son, because we all look so much alike. Like, we're, honestly, we look like clones. Me, my dad, all them, my daughters and all that shit, we look so much alike. But it's a trip though. But yeah, that's, those are the hardest things from prison is like, you know, remembering when you left your people lonely out here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of motherfuckers, like we said, it's not only microwaves that they miss. They get out, all their relatives are dead, their closest friends are dead, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're trying to rebuild with what little's left, and that's hard. So that's another thing that I'm grateful for. Like, fuck, at least I got out, my family was still here, because fuck, imagine getting out alone, like.
Yeah.
So and I see that, you know, I go to God's Pantry, the charity that I work with. I go and I see they have the women's home with nothing but women. I mean, females that we're just doing life. Like they
Mm-hmm.
get them, you know, and they're helping them. They're having babies there, and then they have the guys and shit. And it's a trip, eh? Like how going back to the hood shit, you know, like regardless how toxic and you know our lifestyle can be, like one way or another, like if we want help, we can still go back to the hood too. You could go back to the hood to fuck up, but you can also go
Go
back
back to be
to the hood
better.
to get your shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It's on
agree.
you. It's on you, like where
To choose.
and how you want to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of motherfuckers that have been through a lot of shit that have made it out and are ready and willing to help. You know what I'm
And are
saying?
doing great.
And are doing amazing.
Like you and I.
Yeah, for sure.
We're you
Hell
and I
yeah,
doing
yeah,
great.
yeah.
You know?
I know. Trust me, I'm shit. I'll do what I want when I want.
We're gonna ask some questions. Does anybody want to ask him a question?
Ask any real question.
Why everybody's talking shit?
Everyone wants to gangbang and shit.
Are they?
Oh, that's okay.
They said best interview. You never know.
No, besides that one.
Let's say New Balance Bozo, LOL.
A fake writer G's in there, all sorts of stuff.
All right.
Oh, I don't even know who this fake writer G is. That shit is
People are
crazy
feeling
right
some
now.
type of way today, huh? Well, look, man.
Yeah, you'll be
Let
fine.
me tell you
Megan
one
needs to
thing.
change her.
Let me tell you one thing,
Megan
man.
needs to change for the therapy.
In
What?
charge.
Yeah, nah, I don't need to charge for therapy. I'm not even a therapist.
Shit, God is my therapist.
I'm not
Life,
even a therapist.
life experiences.
Ask him what's the number one way that he's the number one thing.
Oh yeah. What is the number one way that keeps like what do you do to keep yourself out of trouble?
Set goals. I set goals and constantly try to involve myself in something positive. You feel what I'm saying? So I have OCD too. I suffer from that shit. So I know if I start something, I'll have to finish it. So I always start shit so that I can always want to complete it. You feel what I'm saying?
Got it.
And those goals always keep me focused on the narrative. Cause look, listen, man, I used to be that guy when I was young, and this is no lie. I used to get my gun, go to work with it, put it in my locker at work, get off of work, and go circle the enemy's hood after work till 10. You know, I'd get Jack in the Box, eat in the hood, pull up to the hood, in work clothes, mind you. I wouldn't give a fuck. Like I was determined to drop somebody or catch some slipping. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I know that about myself, my obsessive behavior. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I put it towards fucking
Positivity.
albums, music, videos, shit that I gotta do, writing, you know, all kinds of different other shit that I'm trying to get involved in right now, you know?
Good.
So
You know
yeah.
you're obsessive, fool. When you get something in your head,
Yeah.
there's no stopping you.
No. I'll tear down a fucking building
Just to get
like
you
by
know
my,
what-
just
yeah.
to get where I want to get or how I want to get it. So that's another thing. Like, you know, one thing about being confined to yourself is, you know, I used to talk to myself a lot. I know it sounds like
Nah, I talk to
crazy,
myself every
but
day.
when I was in prison, I talked to myself a lot. Like I had conversations with myself that I needed to have. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like holding myself accountable, calling myself out for shit, and so I do that presently, but in different ways. Like I know myself now, you know, after being by myself and going through shit, I know myself. So they're not conversation with myself. It's just like reminders, like your wheels are spinning, fool. Like ponte trucha, way. You know
Calm
what
the
I'm
fuck
saying?
down, get it together.
Like get your shit together, eh? Because right now your wheels are spinning too much, and
You're
you know
getting out
what'll
of control.
happen if I have too much time to sit without nothing, then chances are my mind's gonna go somewhere where it's not supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
And you're gonna wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
And I'm gonna wake up on some bullshit. I'm gonna start some bullshit, end up some bullshit, and it's like,
It's
nah,
unnecessary.
yeah.
One more question before we dip, if possible. Do you have any stories of almost getting busted or getting busted with big stumps?
I do actually.
Like an off
But-
the-
Okay, so
So the question was, does he have any stories of almost getting busted?
Stomper say my life. Well, there's a few that I have, but there's another one that I haven't said.
Untold. Or
So, but I don't know. The thing is that's kind of crazy because I don't want to incriminate myself and shit. But
Well, don't do that.
one time we were out doing some shit, gang banging, right? And a crime took place, and unbeknownst to us, literally on the following block over, there's a hura, you know? So we do, we jump in the car, and we made one right to make a left on a main street to hit the freeway, you know? So when we get to the first light to make the left, our light turns green, and then the Hura comes. Boom. And we just did what we did like a block away. You feel me? So Stomper's like, there's a fucking Hura to the right. Nobody jump out and run. Because that's, if we see the cop, that's the first thing we're going to do. Every man for himself.
Yeah, you're on your own.
So Stomper's like, calm the fuck down, eh? Everybody stay put, you know? So he makes a left. And I don't know if you remember the Safari series Astro vans. Do you remember those? They didn't have real windows. They had like the little old school van windows,
just
right?
In the back.
They were like, I don't know how to explain it, but they were not regular car windows. They were almost like RV windows. They were like RV windows, okay? So the Hura couldn't really see in the back where we were all at anyways, you know?
Yeah.
So Stomper makes the left, and he starts driving normal, and the Hura's light turns green now, and the Hura comes right behind us, you know? So the Hura's steady behind us for like 3 lights, and then now we're at a complete stop. Boom, the 4th light, we're stopped, and the Hura's not making a right, he's not making a left, and we got to decide like what the fuck we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? So the only conclusion I can make is that the Hura saw the type of van we were in, and he was like, fucking stupid ass family's holding me back, you know? So the Hura comes around, and then he gets the call from what we just did.
Ah,
you know
that's safety, guys.
So he comes around. No, well, somewhat. He comes around, and then fucking Stomper decides to follow the Hura to go see what happened. You know how people want to see what happened? Like, yeah. I don't know. We used to send the tia like, hey, go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is before social media and shit. So, but we don't know Stomper's following the Hura.
You're just in the back.
We hear the sirens and we're like, fuck, high-speed chase. Like, what
You're
the fuck?
thinking the worst.
And Stomper's like, don't worry about it, eh? We're good. We're good. We're good. He just keeps telling us, like, we're good. We're good. And the Hura takes off and he follows it for a while. And then I pop up and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing following the Hura? And he's like, all right. And he stopped. Then he finally stopped. Then we got on. Then we went our way. But I was like, this fucking idiot. But, you know, I don't know about down. It's kind of fucking retarded. But another time he saved my life. Like, he saved my life. I did a gang of shit with Stomps. One time, we went to Rosarito. And we were broke, right? But by the time we got to Rosarito, we weren't broke, if you get what you know what I mean? So we get to Rosarito, and now we got bread, you know? We're deep as fuck. And we're partying at Papas and Beer, you know? Partying at Papas and Beer. And this is when everybody used to go. Mind you, remember back in those days, right? Everybody used to go. So we're there partying and shit. And fucking, I made the terrible mistake of going down to a bar to get a drink at the wrong time. So when I go to get a drink at the bar, a rumble kicks off. Like a few heads here and a few heads here. They start getting down. And Huras were there, like, I mean, immediately, you know what I'm saying? And I get snatched up with the Huras, by the Huras, with these guys. And I'm like, with my drink, I'm like, compa, yo no estoy peleando. And the Hura fucking socks me. Bah! And he's like, no soy tu compa, hijo tu puta madre. Right? He's more disrespected now because I'm talking to him the way I'm talking to him. So they throw me in the little caravan. And I see Stomper and the homeboys come out. And Stomper's like, don't worry, Dick, we're going to follow you. We're going to follow you. Mind you, I'm the only one with feria.
Oh,
so if they lose me, the party's over.
Oh, shit.
So Stomper comes, and Stomper's like, what's up, eh? But Stomper's a no sabo kid. All the motherfuckers that were there with me were no sabo kids. They weren't going to be in the front, you know, swindling and, hey, how much to get my homeboy out? You know what I'm saying?
No sabían.
No sabían. So I'm back there, and I'm trying to do that, but there's no real communication with the Huras. The Huras are pretty much telling me, like, fuck you, eh? Sitting there with the rest of the drunks. There's a gang of us, you know? So they're like, they're telling us, whoever has money, give it to your family so they could bring you food. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Or else you're not going to eat in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck. So they let Stomps come, and Stomper's like, hey, Dick, they don't want to tell me nothing. They're saying to wait till tomorrow for you. Woo, woo, woo. And he's like, we need a room, fool. We can't leave you here. You know? He's like, I'm not going to leave you here, my boy. So I'm like, here, fool, take all the feria. And he's like, psh, say less. So these motherfuckers go back to party, but he don't let me down, though. He comes back with food, all pedo. He brings me food. I'll be back tomorrow, my boy, as soon as early breakfast. Woo. And I'm like, fucking dude, eh? So I'm sitting there. I'm
Dang.
looking at the cell I'm in. It's a hole in the floor to take a shit and piss.
You're kidding.
It's a hole in the floor. It's not an actual toilet. It's a hole, you know? And there's females in there, eh?
Shit.
And guys are like fighting, protecting, like the guys. These fools are already trying to like do shit to the girls, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on in this bitch? Yeah,
damn.
it's ruthless, eh? So the next day comes, I got busted on Friday. I stood there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I was told I was gonna go to court a la 8 en Tijuana. They told me, vas a ir a la 8. Si estás aquí el lunes, they're like, vas a ir a la 8 a la corte. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
es la 8?
I didn't even hit nobody. I got a drink in my hand. Like, I'm not knowing about their system. You know, I know our shit.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking spooked, eh? And then Monday morning, Stops walks in. He's like, they're going to let you out. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, cool. And he's like, but I had to give up all the money we had. And I was like, at this point, I don't give a fuck, right? So they let me out to him, and the homeboys are right there. We get in the van, and then one of my homeboys like, Dick, this fool didn't pay for you to get out. He spent all the money. And I'm like, and then they start laughing. They're all laughing. I'm like, honestly, dog, like, I don't give a fuck.
You guys were there
like,
for
get me home, man. Like, just get me the fuck home, dog. I don't give a fuck what you guys did, eh? Like, just get me home. Yeah, I got home. I never went back after that.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like grown.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, I said, fuck no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell no. They spooked the shit out of me over there.
No, every time we go.
But the paisas hated us, eh?
No,
over there.
My dad lives in Rosarito, so.
Oh, you guys got paddled.
So we go. It never fails, though. Every time we go, something always happens. But we don't party, Dick. Like, we just get pulled over, or like, they always try to get us money, like when we're trying to get in the linea to get in the, to pass, like no matter what. It is terrible.
I don't like going to TJ no more.
He's like, I'm not going anymore. So the last 3 times, I think we went in February. It was my dad's birthday, so we went. Yeah, he went the last time, but like the prior 2-3 times, I've gone by myself, and I'll just go during the week.
Well, because my suegro said, I'll lead you to where you really go to get into the Via Rápida, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it then. That's the only way now, fool, because the traffic cops are bitches.
It is terrible.
That's the one where you go with the medical shit, no?
No, that's a different linea.
I go through there.
That's fire. $80.
Yeah. $80.
You have to.
But
I'll still get lost to get there.
Wrap it up then.
Yeah. We're out of here.
I'm just cool on that shit either way.
You wanna say anything else?
Lifetime membership out now. Go cop my album, download my shit. Don't be a hoe.
Somebody did ask, and I think it was Eastside Beauty. I love her, by the way. She just asked about your new music.
Yeah, new project I just dropped it like 6 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
with OTR. Yeah, through OTR. Shit don't stop, man.
Shit don't stop.
Nah, it's all good. I'm living my best life. You
Good.
know what I'm saying?
Good.
Shit.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, you guys, thank you for tuning in to
OnlyFans channel.
Nah, you got OnlyFans?
Never.
I was like, damn.
Never.
Yeah, no OnlyFans.
I'll be boring as fuck.
No OnlyFans for us either.
I'm not one of them guys. I'm not a honey pack guy.
We're giving you some, Pedro.
Okay, shoot.
We're definitely honey pack people, but we're not honey pack guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Highly sponsored.
Yeah, but you guys, thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Indicted Visitation Hour with Negra. Thank you, Bozo, for coming.
Yeah.
I thought about it hard, too, to fucking bring you back. I was like, fuck this fool. I ain't bringing this fool back.
That's what everybody says. Everybody tells me that.
I was like, nah, You know what? I was really fighting myself not to ask this question, right? Because my husband was probably going to talk shit or whatever, but I was super mad at you.
I know.
I was super mad at you for, for making me feel some way.
Well,
about my feelings. You know I'm super protective about my husband, and I don't appreciate you talking shit about him, you know what I'm saying? Because of your feelings. Which, but, and I told myself.
Well, I'm gonna listen. I'm supposed to listen. What the fuck? I'm gonna listen. Get off your chest, girl. That's off your part.
That you guys spoke, I'm glad that I met your wife. She's dope as fuck. Because me and her talked, she's dope. We're friends on Instagram now. And I was like, okay, let's bring him back. Ya se me bajó. Ya se me bajó. You know how us girls are. But I was like, I have to get it off my chest because or else I'm not down for myself.
I understand.
You know?
I mean, one thing about me is this, say, like, I show respect when I have to show respect. You feel what I'm saying? So so I put myself in your shoes, right? Like, if somebody was getting into my wife, I would feel some type of way.
Yeah.
So it's justified. I mean, you wouldn't be who you are if you didn't feel the way you feel. You feel what I'm saying? I get it. Now, with that being said, no.
Now he wants to bring it back to himself.
No. What I was gonna say is, like, I apologize for making you feel that way. You know what I mean?
And I accept
I don't. It wasn't never meant, you know. To make you,
of course not. But people don't think about the wives.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
We just think about ourselves, and that's okay. And it is what it is. But we're friends. We're friends. We talked about it. I met the wife. And we're happy we didn't have to fight each other.
Yeah. I am happy.
Nah, she's dope. Honestly, your wife is dope as fuck. I'm glad I met her. And I even told her, like, well, one of these days me and you are going to chill. Like, not even with these fools, but just you and I, as girls on girls.
Yeah, my girl's a better person than I am when it comes to that shit.
No, because she's like, I told his ass. And I was like, I knew it.
She's always telling me shit.
I knew it. And I was like, I knew it. I knew you would be the one to
She's been telling me shit for years.
But you don't
and
listen.
I listen.
Now
I listen, yeah. Before I didn't, because I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know, pride, ego, whatever, either one. But
yeah.
But I listened one day that she told me, you don't realize how it affects me. Until she told me that, then I stopped.
Oh, okay. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. She never said that to me before. And she was like, you don't get it, eh? Like, I'm not feeling you when you're on that energy. When you're in that energy, you're hard to fucking live with,
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. So once she said that, I was like, oh, well, if that's the case, then I gotta stop.
And for you saying that, like, for me, it's like when my husband's when they have so much pressure on him, it's like I have to deal with his ass. Like I have to deal with his energy and his stuff of him being like, like just with the pressure. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that I was like able to like tell you, and I'm a girl, Dick. I had to fucking get off my chest, and I'm glad that we're good.
I respect it. I'm not ever one of them guys that's like gonna. I don't know. I'm not gonna argue with somebody's wife
you've said that so many times to me.
Well, I'm not gonna. Yeah. I mean, it's not right. Why would I? Like, that's at that point. Listen, I'm not only am I disrespecting him, but I'm disrespecting myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you gotta have some class, saying no matter like. No matter what, like you gotta hold yourself to a higher standard of class. Like, when you lose that then you're in the same category with all the trash that you judge, all the trash that you fucking put under you, beneath you. You feel what I'm saying? And I at least want to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like have that to always hold myself. I've had rappers disrespect my kids. I never stooped down to their level.
Yeah.
I said, I bet. I remember that when I catch you in traffic, boy. But I'm not gonna, go back like.
Of course not. On the
come
internet.
on, man. That is goofy as hell. Like, if anything, I think that exposes you to who, like, you know what I'm saying? It almost like
it gives them an opening.
Boy, if somebody's calling you a bitch and then you act like a bitch, then you're a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different if somebody calls you something and you're like, whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure, Dick. I'm the biggest one.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. And that shit hurts people, Yeah. But anyways, that's a whole nother.
Good. Well,
whole nother topic.
Yeah, we talked. I'm glad that you're here. Obviously, I appreciate you coming and giving Indicted some of your time.
It was a little different interview than usual, but
well, that's the beauty
either
of
way,
it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the beauty of it, because I don't plan. We just go as we go.
Yeah.
And we just freestyle.
But it's real shit.
Yeah, it's real life. And people need to hear what we talk about, because who knows what a man might be fucking captive to,
There's a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Shit.
But again, you guys, Bozo, thank you for coming.
Appreciate you guys.
Shout out to every single one of you guys on the live.
Southside.
Shout out to Eastside Beauty. Shout out to